Welcome to Verily Verified, a podcast that brings together leaders to discuss community, culture, and politics in the hip-hop generation. And now, please welcome your hosts, Bizz and Rich Grills.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Bizz. We're here for another episode of Verily Verified. Thank you for coming out tonight. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you here with us, man.
I appreciate that.
Facto. Definitely got some good brothers here with me today as usual. Got my bro Rich, young O, is always in the building, keeping it professional. Blessings King.
You already know,
Okay.
man.
Okay. Got my bro GoGo here, man. Swish in person.
Yeah, it was Geechee. Thank you for having me, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I definitely want to have my brother come on the show. I feel like first few episodes, I love every episode we've done so far. I feel like we kind of we was swimming in like the 4 feet, I guess, you can kill a man with too much truth.
That's facts.
Right? So other people like Chappelle and the Boondocks, they popped right off. They pilot was like so heavy, right? Because they didn't know if they shit could get canceled, right?
That's facts too.
Thank God we dealing with a black network now. Like, so we not, those are the benefits of dealing with our own, right?
Right.
We're in full control of the narrative. And, so I with that in mind, I want to bring you up here because I feel like, bro, we chop it up a lot, all of us, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I like to pick the brains of people, that, know more about certain subjects than me. Right? And I definitely always, I want to introduce yourself, bro, before I get into all of that, man. Introduce yourself.
Man, excuse me. I'm GoGo Diego, a.k.a. Swish, for some of y'all that know me. Graduated from Bowie State University with a bachelor in history, and from UDC with a master's in business. But then again, that's just, if you want some credentials, but that's just paper. That doesn't really mean anything.
You worked for it, but still, I feel you.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes a certain group of people feel comfortable dealing with you. You get what I'm saying? But if your goal is to have your own, then it doesn't really matter anyway.
Get into it then. Go ahead, nigga.
And I'm from out DC, and I've been around and seen a lot. Been around the block and seen a lot, and have researched and dedicated my life to seeking truth.
Okay.
Whether it be good or bad, whether it makes me feel comfortable or uncomfortable.
Got you. Yeah, man. We linked in college a minute ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And always authentic, you know what I'm saying? Always authentic, the vibes always, you know what I'm saying? Damn, man, I couldn't even take it back to the first linking, but it was one of those situations where you just, one day, it's bro.
Oh,
It's my man. It's like, yo, you good? Like, you feel me? Like, niggas be in the club or something. Yo, you good? Like,
For real.
a lot of relationships like that is built. Like, you see a nigga that you kind of know somewhere, like at school, whatever, but you see him out of town, and y'all know, like, yo, if anything go down, we know each other type shit.
Right.
Like,
We here.
from there on, like, you know what I mean? Like, but that's
And just the fact that it's an energy and a vibe when someone is a different type of real when they come from something that you come from, whether it be from in New York, Maryland, DC, VA, Cali. Is like the energy is going to be the same because the struggle is the same.
Facts.
You feel me?
Facts. Yeah, nah, I definitely, I was out there, I was dolo. You know what I'm saying? I was out there dolo, leaving from New York, going out there. College really wasn't really the goal. It wasn't until my grandmother was passing, and before she passed, she was like, she wanted me to go to college, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm gonna go try it out. Still kind of put it on the back burner. Turn around, I go visit a cousin out that way. Matter of fact, he was going to Bowie at the time. And so I go up there and I'm visiting him. And it happened to be Howard's homecoming. And it was lit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like already a year out of high school, so I wasn't even really thinking about, you know what I'm saying? It was over. It was street shit,
Nah, facts.
And I seen that. I said, well, it's a whole nother world. Like, I'm like, nah, I need to be a part of this. Like, so I felt, matter of fact, this was before she was like passing, because I was still in school at the time. So yes, when I got back, that's when it got serious. Like, no, pause, hold on. I'm OD pushing it. Like, speaking fast story. Like, look, so I was in school at the time, right? I seen that and I was locked in. I started filling out apps and stuff, like, right? I was filling them out to Howard and filling them out to Bowie, right? But once I graduated, it was over. Like, the idea was done. I really wasn't on it like that. Like, so, like, as time went on, like, then that happened with my grandmother. She was like, you should really do it. So that summer, I went out to with my cousin, and I ended up getting into Bowie or whatever. Because in my mind, I'm like, yo, I'm glad Howard ain't. Like, I'm one of them people, like, for real, like, I need to be in smaller classes. Like, I can't, like, too much going on, like, I'm going to be all over, and I'm going to be into everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every time I went to a big school, I always got kicked out, sent to the smaller school, like, always, like. So, like, Howard would have been a whole different experience. But anyway, end up in Bowie, dolo. Like, so a lot of interactions, a lot of everything was just built off of my vibe attracting my tribe. Like, you smell me? Like, so, like, different people I deal with, you know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with you, like Mo, like, y'all was brothers that I could, like, chop it up on so many different levels. Y'all was so, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could talk about aliens, we could talk about work, we could talk about, you know what I'm saying, short, whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? So definitely was thinkers. You feel me? Like, thinkers. And that's just something that, people know I want to bring on to this show. Like, it's about where your mind is at. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what, if I weigh anything, I weigh hearts and minds. Like, I don't really weigh everything else that come with it. You know what I'm saying? Most of that stuff is just a manifestation of which either one did, right? So you can't really put too much weight on that, right? So yeah, like, so definitely, it's just people's who point of views. I definitely like to dive into and, like, you know what I'm saying, get their perspective on. We was chopping it up the other day, and you had mentioned feminism. What would you mention again?
Mentioned how feminism destroyed how feminism destroyed black nationalism and the black family structure.
Yeah, and I said, yeah, we gotta hold that. We could chop up about it right here on the phone, like, you know what I'm saying, or wherever we was at the time. Like, I'm like, let's save that. Like, I think it was a proclamation. Excuse me, it was a proclamation. You know what I'm saying? When you said it to me, and I said, wow, like, for one, how many other people view it that way? How wrong, how right, you know what I'm saying? How opinionated, factual, you know what I'm saying? I you know what I'm saying? I jumped on that, like, because I was like, that's pretty heavy. You know what I'm saying? To make a statement like that. So I definitely want to rap with you about that, and you know what I'm saying? A lot. Before we get into that though, I wanna jump into something current events, right? And you know what I'm saying, it's something you see. You know what I mean, your man's Trump talking like he's never gonna concede or whatever.
Right.
That's heavy. Like that's something like
he shouldn't either.
Yo,
you said he shouldn't.
He shouldn't.
What you mean? What you mean? Elaborate.
So, if you feel, well, all right, y'all might have seen the clip, or it was a slight hearing, right? I'm not sure the exact person's name. I think it was either a governor or a senator. It was somebody that was stating the use of the voting machines by Dominion.
Okay.
And stated how he started stuttering as he said this statement. You know that stuttering when you're trying to get something. You know that type of stuttering. That I don't want to get in trouble stuttering.
Yeah. Okay.
So he is talking about how the machines can rig a vote, or how they potentially
I think I know what you're talking about.
Numbers to be wrong.
They was talking about how the joints could the algorithm can cause a flip
right
in votes. I seen a shorty talking about that, and then I think they was trying to say that the judge asked her what proof does she have, or somebody asked her and she was never able to present any proof. And I seen that and I was like, you know, I guess they was trying to say because she couldn't show any proof it wasn't real. But at the same time, I guess, like, you know, I'm not no big tech genius or nothing, but I'm like, how would you show proof of
you
that?
wouldn't. So
like, what's the possible? I didn't know, like, what would be the possible ways to show proof on that? Like,
there's a software engineer by the name of Clinton Eugene Curtis.
Okay.
He actually created an algorithm to rig voting from a 49 to 51 split, and they used it in the 2000 election in Florida. Okay. But he had a hearing for it and admitted under oath that he created it and they used it to rig the vote.
All right.
So the software could be created to actually
and that would have probably been
proof.
The only way to prove it is by a testimony by the person who actually did it.
I mean, that would just be the testimony. You get what I'm saying?
Because it's like, you know what I'm saying? How would you prove that? You can't, like, you know what I'm saying?
But it's actually set so that you can't prove it. Because, I mean, if it's a 49 to 51 split, where is the rigging at?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? The numbers add up.
And that's something that a lot of people, like, overlook when they looking at, like, just how things are recorded. Especially like in this world, like how history is made, like in the structure of like the American government, where you have like that judiciary system, like the Supreme Court. Everything that's said in the Supreme Court goes into this like record that lasts forever and is always attached to the history of America. So like him saying that under oath is like now he like. If it's not, it's like that's like a Bevan said. If this not true,
yeah, you can't just be lying like that. Yeah,
I mean, even if you lying, like
you're lying forever.
With your, it's worth lying, but like, like if you're like if I'm
doing it consciously, purposefully, and not even deceitfully. If you in that scenario,
if you're in that scenario and you're lying for like.
Yeah, bigger court. Yeah, that's something that's
definitely for
you said a bigger court. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's Yeah, no, that's crazy. I wanted to touch it, yo, for real, like, cause, yo, so much is happening right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So much is happening.
So this ain't about Trump. It's about Biden.
No, look, bro.
I don't know.
Look, I seen something today. I was watching. I was watching something today, and this is something that I've always stayed with, right? My shit is, like, I don't deal with neither. Like, I don't deal, like, if you ask me who would I root for, like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? If you say who would I root for, yeah, sometimes I lean more to one side, but at the end of the day, man, like, I gotta sometimes reel myself in from that, too, because I don't even want to get comfortable with nobody. I want to stay uncomfortable. I be so uncomfortable with one that I start to get comfortable with the other. Like when I watch videos of this man groping little kids and shit like that makes me so uncomfortable that when I hear about Trump and he's talking about groupies and grabbing their pussies, I can't really feel the same way. And I'm not saying, you see what I'm saying? I'm not
but
being
yeah,
insensitive
yeah.
to the movement, the Me Too movement, whatever,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and I honestly think that's something totally different. Like, he's talking about groupies, just like any other star in the history of man, like, right? Signing boobies, doing all, whatever, like, but I'm not even, you see what I'm saying? I don't even want to start defending that because I'm so disgusted off of what I seen,
Right.
you know, with my own eyes. Like, so like, you know, it's a dirty game that they play when they really have you choosing between the lesser of two evils. And I say that, the reason why I just brought it up.
But they don't have people choose. People decide to choose.
Yeah, people are selected, and that's a definitely.
You know what I'm
I don't
But are they
believe.
even choosing though?
Right. They
No. I don't never.
They
I
not.
never believe.
Right.
I never believed we had the power. You know what I'm saying? Or at least in my lifetime. Now I don't know what the voting. back then,
JFK
but-
said we don't have the power, and
Like-
he was assassinated after it.
All right. So I don't. I always feel like they've been selected and not elected. That's
Facts.
just how I've always felt. It's my personal belief. Like, you know, I haven't. There ain't really been too much evidence to show me otherwise. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every one is a scandal. Every presidential move is some sort. I think the cleanest one was Obama's last one. That might have been the cleanest because everybody was kind of voting for him. He was going up against McCain. It was like a stack that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It was
right, that's who he went up against the second time, right? McCain, right?
Yeah.
Who did he go up against the first time? Hillary.
Oh yeah.
And who was the Republican?
I remember it was
Don't even know.
it
He
was
was
it
walking
was
in
it
a
was it was Bernie. It was Bernie.
No, who was he going against though? See what I'm saying? It was a walk in the park. You couldn't even remember. I
Bush.
remember Bush and Gore.
Bush.
No, Bush got his too.
Oh, he
He
did.
got his too. He did. Gore
Who the
and
fuck
Kerry.
was Obama running
I remember who
against?
Bush went against. I can't even remember.
Damn, I'm
who
drawing a
Obama-
blank.
Yo, for real.
But
But straight them.
he had a big scandal. It's just that he has LeBron's media team. You know what I'm saying? He good with the media.
Yeah.
Because he had that
But
scandal.
that's what I'm saying. That's
that-
what it
you
was
know what I'm
easy.
saying?
It was a walk in the park. Like this one, we're gonna remember this one forever. This is the most famous one.
See, and that's what's crazy, bruh.
But for that man to sit there and say he will never concede, we have to like, what's the date? What is the date? People need to know. We said this. on the show.
11/24/2020, November
Listen.
24th.
Listen, get your acts together. Go to Walmart. Shotguns, you do not need a license for a shotgun. Do not let people, listen, you need to start protecting yourselves. Putting some stuff in your household that if shit start going in a direction that you are not comfortable with, that you could defend yourself. That's all. I ain't saying to go out in the streets with nothing. I ain't telling no dumb shit like that. I'm saying y'all have to start preparing yourselves. Like, it's obvious shit is going on right now. It's clear. Like, it's so clear. Like, and even if you don't, it's not about believing in no Illuminati and all of that type of, we're not even talking about that. Just watch the news. You see how people that just follow Trump, and then you got the extreme leftists that's with Antifa, you see the type of energy they on. Like, they not going to no battlefield to handle their problems. They right in the neighborhoods. They in the streets.
Shoot,
That's
right?
just gonna be on your front doors. Listen, man, like when he's talking, when a man is sitting here and he's saying that he lost, but he'll never concede, and everybody's saying, we don't even know what's being said. Like, to be honest, the Twitter is probably the cleanest form of journalism because it's straight from the horse's mouth, right? To be honest, like, right, the jackass's mouth, however you want to label him, like, right? But at the same time, like, it's like, he says he will never concede. What the fuck does that even mean? And this whole time you've been just poking the fire. You've been getting everybody so antsy, so amped up. You know what I'm saying? When I scroll down my timeline, all I see is niggas beefing.
Yeah.
All I see is people. Every post is a shot or some, like my mom say, schmade. Every post, whether it's a sports shit, whether it's the politics shit, whether it's the Cash Doll versus Cardi joint or the Beyonce. I see niggas beefing over Beyonce and Aaliyah. Yo, for real, this is like, I mean, like,
man.
when I'm talking about, when you scroll down the timeline, like,
Bro, that's crazy.
like, I mean, the tension, like, that's all you see. And it's like, now it look like we on the brink of a civil war.
I just think that the world is getting bigger You know what I mean? And now a lot of us have so much to agree or disagree on. We have a lot to have an opinion on. And when you have a lot to have an opinion on, and then other people are aware of your opinions on them, now it's Supreme Court. It's on record. Like, I can, the cases now, what else can it, like, I don't know. Like, we done always chopped it up, and we all come from, like, similar backgrounds. You know what I mean? Like, when I was growing up, the shit that you heard going on around your community was the same as like the news that's like everybody's talking about, like is usually like no different.
Well, I'll tell you the one thing
might have
that's
been a different name.
I'll tell you the biggest,
but it's the same news.
It's beef, it's music, it's
no
you know what I'm
facts.
saying? Like,
facts.
And it's tension too, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think what it is that upsets me, this is the first time where our people have been so charged. Like, all of that stuff, like we always talk about culture here, like, back home, yeah, barbershops, corners, cookouts, motherfuckers be arguing about the culture, right? Niggas be beefing about Magic and, you know what I'm saying, Jordan, right? And Biggie, Pac, right? We argue the culture. This is the first time when niggas is arguing two white men, right? And so charged up to where we'll post up and be like, yeah, we could disagree on a lot of stuff, but not politics. If you, you know how dangerous it is for somebody to get up there, a black person. And because I ain't even gonna front. I'm saying it as if I want to look at it differently, but if I just seen somebody just openly post up, yo, I'm voting for Trump 2020, man, he's gonna save the world, da-da-da, brother. Like, even though if I may feel as though Trump is a better candidate than Biden, if I had to win, whatever, like I said, I don't even like getting into too crazy. But even if I did that, like, to see somebody so just openly support and be for the nigga, that's something a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that kind of like.
You don't think it's different?
I would have to question. I would have to talk to that man or that woman and kind of get like, yo, what makes you say that? You'll see it this way.
Now,
like,
would it be because it's Trump, or would it be because you can tell by that statement that he is lost and believes in the system of voting? Would that make you feel a certain way?
Both.
You get what I'm saying?
Perfectly split.
Because if it's for Trump, it shouldn't be like, it should be no feelings for neither one. No. If you know that the system of voting is fake. I can never
support a racist that I know is a racist.
Forget the person.
Period.
I'm talking about the system.
So no, that's what I'm saying. So that's the Trump part. That's that half. And then the other half, yeah, when I see him, he's gonna save the world, like, you know, believing in it like that, then yeah, that part too.
But you know, I'm asking this, and it's not saying voting for anything. This is just asking because with that statement being said, it's assuming that Biden's not a racist, and he said what he said in his statement. So now, would you feel a certain way if a person said, you know what, I'm definitely voting for Biden 2020?
Yeah.
You feel the same way, the same exact way.
The reason why I feel a little slightly different, but still the same way. We in the same room. Because
Trump ain't locked. He did prison reform.
No.
What's his face locked niggas up.
See, but the thing is, what I'm looking. I'm
not for neither one.
Out. No, look, but I'm zoomed out, and I understand who controls the mind of the people. So, not saying I'm giving benefit of the doubt, but I understand that most people are moved by the media, and I know that Democrats media, that's that side. So, that's what I'm saying. It's more likely for them to think that he is the least racist because they've been bombarded with this message on a consistent basis, right? So for that, I give them maybe not, it's more like 40-60 because now I'm over here with it's heavier now, more disappointed in you and believing in the system because you believe in something that has never done you right. You know what I'm saying? So that's where then
the whole system.
That's where I kind of have my there too. Again, I don't knock. Listen, man, you do what you want to do. You make the moves you need to make to feel like you need to make the change here. Whether you think it's voting, whether you think it's not holding your vote, you know what I'm saying? Whether you think it's, you know, whatever, business, whatever you do what you feel like you got to do. But all I'm saying is, like, when we breaking stuff down and we, you know what I mean, let's not be hypocritical with our thought process.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like
that's what I asked for.
If the system, if we know the system is fake, period, or flawed, and we can speak off facts, then going off that statement, we should be for people to feel that they should do whatever they feel might work. We're in a situation where it's not about what you feel might be a contribution. What you're doing has to be a tangible contribution because we're at the point right now where it's detrimental for what you're saying, for people to arm themselves against any threat, whether it be vaccinations, whether it be forced vaccinations, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, people just rioting because they believe in a system that presidents and people on oath have already admitted has been faked and flawed and controlled by military-industrial complex. I'm just saying that they want to go look up JF Kennedy's speech or, you know, a few other things. But what I'm saying is that whole system is fake. So I look at it when I see a person saying they're voting for Trump or they're voting for Biden, I look at it from when I was a young nigga, you know what I'm saying? When I was, not to wrap you up, but I had a juvie charge one time, right? I'm in court. This is my first court case, my first any of that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, in a suit, all that, just thinking, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to not go to jail, right? I wound up losing the case, right? I lost that shit. I ain't had to go to jail. I ain't had to go to juvie. Nigga had a whole bunch of fucking programs and money and all. Shit was bad, but at least it wasn't jail, right? Yeah, thanks. But long story short, at the end of the trial, my defense attorney goes up to the front. The prosecutor goes up to the front. You know what I'm saying? And they both talking to the judge, and they ask, "Are we still on this Sunday?" It was either Saturday or Sunday for golf. And it was like, yeah, we still gonna bring there, yeah. You know you shot so-and-so under par last time, bing. I'm watching this shit. And I'm like, was this nigga even here to, you know what I'm saying? Defense. So it was like, I saw it was the same.
Was it a lawyer or a public defender?
It was a lawyer. It was a lawyer. Like, one thing, my mother ain't never want me to go in, so she, shout out to you, man. She paid that joint, but it was, I could still see, I understand that it's the same team. It's the same game. It's like a bird, left wing, right wing, same bird. It's all flawed. It's all designed to be against you. Yeah. So you need to move as such instead of, you know what I'm saying, losing yourself in this, not you, I'm talking about people out there, losing themselves in this, Joe Biden and blah, blah, blah. I'm just disgusted. It just shows me what type of people would be for or what type of morals you would stand for. You get what I'm saying? So they might look at me crazy saying, oh, you didn't vote for a president or blah, blah, blah. No, because I'm not voting for the lesser of two evils because I don't vote for evil. Facts. You get what I'm saying? Facts. Period. And shit, at least give me a confirmation number so I can look my shit up, because if not, we're going to be in this situation now when niggas talking about they not going to concede. Yeah. Yeah, I saw... I mean, you feel me?
I'm with you. And I agree with both of y'all. I get where both of y'all coming from. You know what I'm saying? But like from me, I be feeling like sometimes we talk about these people like characters in a story. You know what I'm saying? Like someone is just racist. Nobody is just racist. It's just most niggas they don't fuck with. Like, but they still might fuck with some niggas though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird game, and it's all about like, for me, like on a human level, like I know I don't look at the system as fake. I look at it as flawed. But I feel like the whole country was based off crime.
So it ain't flawed. That shit working just right.
But it gives
right,
you
it's working just right.
It's working just right.
But it's real though.
And it is real. It's a real system that's working.
It's a real system, but they created it so they created it for that fact. Like, these are the guidelines to commit crime in the world. Legally. The legal, like, just think about the idea of legality,
time,
bro.
No, but this is the thing though, bro.
You got a lot of lawyers, people with law degrees creating this crime.
But see, this is what makes it fucked up. This is what makes it evil. That's how I be trying to tell people, like, there's a difference between evil and bad. Like, and people talk about the balance, good and evil balance. Now, I think good and bad balance. I think evil is some different shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like a tornado and shit like that, that's not evil. That shit come fuck up your crib, people die, God forbid. Like, that's just fucking bad. It's terribly bad. That's not evil, right? It's not intent. Right. The shit them niggas do, like, crime is gonna happen. That's bad. Organized crime is more so evil, especially when it's organized to keep other people out. So if we talk about the game, like how to do crime legally and to be like the Waltons, for example, right? Mm-hmm. That's, we went to school. We was told monopolies were illegal. Like, there was certain things we learned in elementary school. We learned about laissez-faire. We learned this is in elementary school. I remember Miss Bivens' class.
But Sam Walton and them,
right?
Rest in peace.
but some kind of way, the Walton family, $26 billion, right? They have the biggest monopoly ever fucking created. It's not, you can't drive 30 miles without running into a Walmart. Nowhere in the country. Some shit like that, 25 miles.
And it got worse after, Sam died.
Yeah, so it's but the thing is, there'll never be, they will, I was looking at this shit where it was showing the top richest people. That's how I even knew that number, the 26 billion shit, because it was showing over the last, I think, 20 years, it was a chart and how the shit was moving, right? Showing like the number one richest person, family, whatever. And through that whole time, in that top 10 slot, it was never an African they set up there. Like, that's what the post was saying. Like, and it's like, yeah, they could have the ways or the laws to work in a way to where you can beat the game legally, right? Mm-hmm. And be criminals legally. But at the same time, it's like in the fucking Godfather. Like, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, you know what I'm saying? Them Texas dudes, you know what I'm saying? That power was too much. And they was treating Italians like that. It's hard for Italians to get in the game. It's hard for the Irish niggas to get in the game.
I know what you're talking about.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So even when we talking about the crime hierarchy, like, they don't let us get past a Nicky. They don't let us get past a Nicky Barnes. Well, as high as we get up, is as far we got to snitch.
Hey.
Outside of Jay-Z, and this is when
the real Rick Ross surpassed Nicky.
No, but what I'm saying, he still got locked up.
I mean, yeah, and
Waltons ain't never do no time.
Never.
That's what I'm saying. We talking about how to do crime legally, like, right?
Or is it even crime? Is it even crime?
No, because they're writing the laws. But what I'm saying is the books is always cooked in their favor.
Always.
We, even in the criminal world, there's but so much we could capitalize off of before we, once we start to reach certain levels.
But it all depends on, because, all right, like.
It's better for us to just do it clean because we got so much. It ain't
doing it clean, though. Like, literally, bro, like, the way that this government is set up, it ain't no doing it clean. Like, if we live in a society that if you're only, like, say, 7 streams of income, how many of them things getting like, when you talk about legality, you're getting into taxes. So you could say something like, they got this list of Bamas who the richest people in the world. They base them numbers off taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like, company taxes is how they base how much the different assets a person is worth. If you got somebody who is not paying no taxes on none of the money that they are making, like,
or documenting that money,
you know what I'm saying? And you start getting into the Gaddafis and...
Oh, look, that's funny, because I definitely thought of that, too. Like, when they said Africa, because I'm like, no.
Bama's talk about Mansa Musa. It wasn't even Mansa Musa. It was like his uncle or something, Sundiata Keita. Like, the richest person to ever walk this earth. Like, he owned, like, everything that the Mali Palace, like, everything, like,
What's dude's name?
Sundiata Keita.
What they said, a lot of the movies, what are they saying? A lot of the movies, like, his wealth, his both was based off of, like, I mean, as far as gold, like, like it was said that I think they said it was like he like throw like gold.
Now I heard about that. I heard about Mansa Musa.
He lost the kingdom.
Mansa lost it. I mean,
that's what people say. He Sangiata built it, man. Mansa Musa lost it.
Yeah, I used to hear stories. Well, you know what I'm saying, but I heard stories about how he would go through like he could go through a village or whatever, or a city, or even a country, I guess, like, and him giving out so much gold would throw off the economic balance in the country and all type of shit like that. Yeah, so
I'm gonna give y'all a stimulus package just from me walking through here.
yeah,
just
mess up everything.
I just walk. It ain't even no pandemic. I'ma just come through your hood.
You know how
and give out a stimulus.
And if you know niggas today was the same as niggas then, nigga, you know everybody was taking off of work.
Man, what?
Nobody went to work.
Them niggas was the real godfathers.
But when I was growing up, but like my thing is we still do it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like I grew up in the DMV during the crack era. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, and I would see people come and boost the economy in a neighborhood, bruh. Like I seen it like on every end, from the wherever it's supplying people with what they need to get done, you know what I'm saying? Or wherever it was just like blessing people in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Turkeys or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I done seen
or the crackheads selling that good merchandise.
That's what I said. Somebody say that shit. They said, "What's up with the crackheads these days?" They said, if back in the day, niggas would have been had that P5.
These crackheads these days will cut you.
They different.
The
nigga asked for a quarter.
The crackheads used to balance out the hype beast. Like you could have a nigga selling some Jordans for $1,900 that a crackhead would go into the store and steal for you and sell to you for $40.
Got you, bitch. That's how them niggas.
Like, yo, no lie. I saw like, cause you know I do like barbershop that I be dealing with now. We like on campus, so like we don't get that same, you know what I'm saying, that same hood traffic. Like I remember at my barber school, like we was right smack in the hood, right in Louisville, Kentucky, 18th and Market Street, like right in the hood, like yo, 5. I would get everything my house needed. I'm talking about detergent, groceries, something. Niggas pull up with the food stamps for sale. Niggas will pull up with jewelry. Niggas will pull up with clothes. Niggas pull up with everything you need. Bars of soap, cologne, like what? Like, and then you just catch them special days and just pull up with like a little AirPods. Or niggas pull up with, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I hope that's still going on. Like that's, to me, that's the epitome of buying black. Like for real, like bootlegs is the epitome of buying black. Like,
oh man,
that's me. Like when I say, I ain't even gonna front, when I seen everybody doing the whole Birkin joint, I'm like, yo, in the time where we need to be kind of like, I think the only thing real you need to be buying is your people shit and jewelry. Yeah. That should be the only real shit you buy.
Jewelry that will appreciate.
Anything else that listen, like remember when Rockaway, Fubu, and all that shit used to be out? Motherfuckers. Like, them niggas would come to your hood and have some type of kickball tournament. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas would have some type of event where they was giving shit free concerts, this, that, and third spot. Like, some of that Rockaway money, some of that Fat Farm money was trickling back to the hood. Like, we ain't saying them niggas was building up whole schools and shit, but nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? They building their brand, and while they building, they was kicking back. Nigga, Louis not coming to the fucking hood giving up shit, nigga. Birkin ain't about to put nothing in your schools, nigga.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? Sony ain't doing nothing but entertaining you, nigga. So, in me, like, nigga...
I mean, shit, Sony... I mean, yeah, you're right, but Sony give you way more entertainment than damn Birkin bag.
No, but but you know what I'm saying? But
I mean, I just like 2K and go
Nah, facts. I'm just saying, bro, like what we, like, it's kind of wild, like, because it's like, we to be revolutionaries, like, we're not thinking really, like... We're not attacking it the way to attack it. Like, when they attacked the buses, they sat out for 365 days. That's a whole fucking year. Niggas was losing their jobs. Niggas was walking. Like, it was a sacrifice made. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas' whole livelihoods had to change. People had to carpool. Niggas had to stretch meals. Niggas had to share with neighbors. Like, it was a sacrifice. Niggas tried to dead Gucci. Nigga, they was like, nope.
Think about this.
Yeah,
though.
and I was one of those people who said no, though. Like, and my whole thing was, like, I'm not a revolutionary.
Yeah, you gotta be who you are.
I'm a king. I'm a fucking I'm a pharaoh. Like,
Listen, Pharaoh.
niggas are revolting against me. I don't have no time to revolt against I'm Gaddafi, nigga. Like,
Come for the head.
you gotta come for me. Like, I don't gotta do shit. I do business with. We got African cloths. We have literally African cloths that were made by the Dutch. Like, but like extreme heritage in the call you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, that should be addressed too, though.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't even about like, for me, who made it. I mean, you always support your own and you always invest in good jewelry. I'm a jeweler, of course I'm gonna say that. But at the same time, if you want some hustling king shit, you get the best of everything.
Definitely got good. It's funny you said that because I was over here thinking about. I remember, man, I had these polo drawers. Them shits lasted so fucking long, bro. Them shits like, and I said, you know what? My Hanes, I run through them motherfuckers like, and I'll just say they just start wearing out in weird places, like the tag, the brim start breaking off, and
Cheap
like,
nigga draws.
yeah, cheap nigga, you thinking somebody eating your shits, nigga. Like, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, when I first started out, I said, yo, these shits last dumb fucking long. Like, so then I just always started buying, like, so yeah, no, listen, I understand
I've
that.
been in situations where people then exchanged thousands, tens of thousands of dollars in Louis and diamonds.
Nah.
Louis, bruh, when you buying the right shit,
Yeah, I
it's
know
like
that the luggage holds value very well.
you know, if niggas buying the wrong shit, you just gotta ask why are you buying the stuff that doesn't have the value? You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But like, I can't say investing in jewelry is a good investment, but saying investing in something that people are going to demand that is going to have a better return value than if you bought other shit.
Are they investing in it? See, I see where you're coming from. I personally believe that it has to be. I believe in like what Khalid Muhammad said. You know what I'm saying? Revolution is the solution. You feel me? And that everybody is going to play their part in that. Everybody's not meant to be on the front line. Everyone's not meant to be the strategist, the chef. If you think about it in a war, everybody has a different position that they play. You feel me? But if we go by a pattern of history, things only change for a revolution. Now, my thing that I would say to your statement to bring it back to that is that they sacrificed for 365 days, right?
Facts.
But now we're at a time where if we understand the system of oppression and how it was designed, these people have mastered it. So that not only have they mastered the system of oppression, they have think tanks, they have things that have shortened the mind, the attention span of most people. You feel me?
To understand.
So not only
Got us locked in the minute clips.
So now the question is, are people even revolting in the times that you see now that you think in like a Gucci boycott, or is it, you feel me, we controlled all of this from the beginning? You thought you were boycotting.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay, I see where you went with it. Yeah,
because we know how to get you. We know this is going to take a matter of time.
No, absolutely facts.
You feel me?
COINTEL, controlled opposition, shit like that. Absolutely.
And just the psychology of knowing how the mind works. They just know how fast it is to get, all right, kill somebody. We don't want to do nothing with Gucci, so kill a nigga on the street right quick. Bing, 12 will kill somebody. Now you forgetting all about boycotting Gucci. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that
Can I just say one thing though?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like one thing, like, and you know, I don't want the people to get the wrong impression of me, But because I'm a disagreeable person, you know what I'm saying? Like I often disagree with stuff. And my whole thing is like, I almost lost my train of thought. My whole thing is like, what was he talking about?
You said you
It
don't
wasn't
want
meant
people,
to disagree with it.
you don't want them to think you're disagreeable.
Nah. What was y'all talking about?
No, I'm saying it wasn't meant to disagree with.
Duh, because it's going to be on my spirit, bro.
Nah, bro, you know what I'm saying? Bro was just, he was just basically, look, the end of the day, bro, like, the revolution isn't going to be televised, right? That's what we keep hearing.
Oh, bet. I'm sorry,
Right.
bro. It just came to me.
I'm just saying, like, so, and I think that what's been popularized, what we seen, like you said, like the way that's just set up, like different protests, the Kaepernick shit, all of this shit. Like, I think Jussie Smollett was a failed attempt at one. They was going to try to pull in the gay joint. With that one, it was looking clean. And I think when he fucked it up, it set them back some years.
Man.
They're going to try it again in a few years to melt it fully
Facts,
in.
that's exactly
but
what I
think
think.
Jussie was.
They was like, damn, Jussie.
Yeah, that's just my personal
We
thing.
almost had
if
him.
you notice, they still haven't, it's like, nigga, you lied. Like, we know you lied, but it's like, they're still trying to like hold on to like his true version of the story. And I'm like, bro, niggas is on tape.
Oh, the truth don't even matter no more.
Yeah, like Law and Order's doing shits on it. Like I seen it the other day, the bootleg shit. So it's like, yeah, like there's definitely be situations where them niggas will set the shit up and they'll have everybody like. But that's what I always say. If everybody looking left, my nigga, look right, dogs. Like fuck that over there, bro. Like
but we are right though. You know what I'm saying? Like this be my whole thing. This is what I was trying to say earlier. When we talk about they not just doing this to black people.
no, hell no.
It's just that black people the hardest people to program. Like, bro, they program their like if we mean powerful white people or something, right? Like I don't even.
We don't get into the names.
That.
I'm just saying.
I don't even believe that. I just say
they.
powerful people.
That's
but they. Like I don't like giving humans godlike properties. Like
them niggas.
When I think of these humans, bro, and I'm like, damn, like son, like people really believe in a lot of this stuff, bro.
Yo, Pete, you go to an SAT joint, right? Taking an SAT.
Right.
You,
I went to sleep in my shit.
white boy, a Chinese boy, right? Y'all taking the SAT. Question comes up. Who discovered America? Right? You see that shit, you like, bullshit ass. You niggas know it wasn't no damn Columbus. But you know to write that shit down. White boy over here. Oh, that's easy. Everybody knows that. It's Christopher Columbus, right?
Chrissy.
We both just admitted to the Chinese dude is going to say, he's looking at it just as a question and answer. He done studied this question and answer booklet 5,000 times. So with him, it's just all computering, right? Mm-hmm. So you have just straight what answer needs to be here. Boom, write it. The black person, you got the emotional who knows what the truth is, who knows this is bullshit. How the fuck Columbus found the Indians was here, right? And then you have the white boy who is inspired. This is American history. Christopher Columbus, he's an American hero. Even though he knows the Indians was there, he still can't get the connect of how can somebody.
But the purpose,
the Olmec civilization was there first.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
For the Indians.
You see what I'm saying? But the point I'm making is that 3 people, 1 lie, both got to go down on this paper. But 3 different feelings towards the same lie. So like he's saying, like, yeah, them niggas just as brainwashed. It's just that the brainwash kinds of work more in their favor than anybody else.
No, that's just because they fully buy in. Like, my whole thing is this, bro. Like,
nah, we tried to buy in. It's never been a. It's,
no.
It's never.
Nah,
No. It's never
there
no
has,
acceptance.
First, with the statement that y'all saying, there has never factually, there is documented material. No group has ever been attacked by the federal government.
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it be through medical means, there's a book people should read, Medical Apartheid. Whether it be federal means, COINTELPRO, Tuskegee airmen.
Experiment.
You get what I'm saying? I can go on and on for real, but these things were documented, things that they have done, that Rex 84, NSSM 200. You get what I'm saying?
Definitely special attention.
These are things that have an intention to destroy a specific group of people since they have invaded this country, right? So
how does feminism play a part?
Now, I mean, I just want to stick on the part that yes, other people are. There are levels. There are the levels in everything.
Segue
right?
right into that one.
You get what I'm saying? We can get in that, but there's levels to everything, right?
Yes,
so they definitely have brainwashed the populace because there's only really 2 real levels in their eyes, 3 for real: poor, rich. You get what I'm saying? And then that percent, and they're not even, their level is not even obtainable levels in their eyes. It's y'all just on rich and poor. So if we're going to focus on something, yes, we might make you feel involved, like at slavery, where there were poor whites fighting for slavery that didn't even have a slave because they were brainwashed by that system in which they were in to fight for, but couldn't even afford a fucking slave. So they attack them mentally as well. But, however, race, going to that, tying that to your statement, along with the statement of racism can only be brought on by oppressor. Is about people who have power and dominance. When I say power, I don't mean that you have spiritual birthright power,
authority on the land.
You have authority, and you have the means to perpetuate that power through oppression. You get what I'm saying? We are the bearers of that oppression. So you feel me? That is true. We can't be racist, but every other race, and if we going to talk about race, it's only a human race, but every other culture in this country or ethnic group, you get what I'm saying, besides melanated people, attack us. Every single one.
Everybody.
You get what I'm saying? Whether it's the Asian person not giving back in your neighborhood for all the businesses they own, won't let you put up a poster. Probably have seen something like that on Instagram, but they take from your junk. Or fight your women in their nail shop. You get what I'm saying?
Everybody.
Or just everybody. You get what I'm saying? Not saying that everybody is racist. Is that our group, our group leaves
everybody
at
has
level
been trained to look at us in a specific
as the
way.
enemy.
Yeah.
But we, like you said, that person that's taking SAT, we know the truth. You get what I'm saying? You get some that'll just write the answer even though they know the truth. You got some, you left out a 4th person. You got some that are the white guy who's, yes, this is history. The Asian dude who just a programming. And then the 4th person who's like, man, fuck all of this shit. I'm not taking this shit
at all.
You get what I'm saying?
Go get it how I get
fuck
it.
this. I'm going to get it how this shit ain't even. And because they know that this is also a system of oppression and that the questions that most people get right, a certain group get right, and that we get wrong that are similar questions.
You see they changing
are the ones
it in
that
the
go
joint.
on SAT.
They changing it to make it say that the Atlantic slave trade was when African immigrants came to America.
McGraw-Hill textbooks.
This is in the fucking textbooks, huh?
Did you see the response to it? Their response was that they said,
African immigrants came to America.
Migrant workers. They call them migrant workers.
Migrant workers came to America. This is in the textbooks.
For the transatlantic slave trade.
Now let's double down on this. The textbooks that are in the buildings that someone's going to want you to vaccinate your child just so your child is allowed to go into this building and learn this bullshit.
But who? The big thing is who's the textbook? Who owns that textbook? We got to be we got to also know that that's McGraw-Hill. They do the textbooks for the majority of universities and public schools across America, which means if they put it in your textbooks, it is going to, it has reached your child's school.
That's a fact. It's a fact now.
Saying? It has reached your child's school if you allow your child in those types of schools. When you go to school, and this is what I was going to say about the SAT point, like when you go to school, the purpose of school is to create a citizen. Schools create citizens.
You're speaking on public education or all school?
All schools. All schools is creating a citizen. We're all citizens. You know what I'm saying? What type of citizens we are is, you know what I'm saying, is relative to the person. Like, I look at the person and I look at the citizen. You know what I'm saying? Like, America rewards nothing but know-how. Like, that's the only reward. If you know how to do something that advances your citizenship and keeps you out of jail, you're good. Then you can.
Yeah, I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
That's every business. Like,
Nah, because I think about it, even like with
What
Kendrick
about the obstacles?
Look, I think about what Kendrick Perkins said the other day when a nigga, Durant called him he called the nigga, I think he called him like a Uncle Tom or sellout. No, he wrote sellout under his joints with the Kyrie shit was going on. Not the other day, it was a little while ago. And
What they be calling him, Kendrick Perkins?
yeah, so he goes, he says, man, the rent, that hurt me because me and my wife, every day we deal with, we living in a community that we not even wanted in. And we gotta worry about our kids' safety every time just because of the color of their skin. And you gonna say I'm a sellout like I don't deal with racism. And I'm like,
Nigga, that's
nigga,
move.
first off, that
Nigga,
the
move.
first shit I said, nigga, move, right? But second, it's like, and I'm just using that as the countless stories of niggas be up millions. Niggas be up millions. Nigga, LeBron was told to shut up and dribble. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. Look, man, niggas can know how to do everything but be a citizen in this country.
And then we
Like, you know what I'm saying? So to know how, like, yeah, niggas will pay you.
but you still talking about people who is just supporting a different type of Trump or Biden. It's the
No,
same way.
no.
but
I'm not
can
even talking about
but can
Trump or Biden.
But listen to me though, bro. The same way you could look at a black person and them be so enthusiastic about a Biden or a Trump. But then somebody can go and work for a white corporation that does what it's do, or you can send your black child into a white school and let them educate you. Like, it's the same thing. How isn't it still not repping a white institution that's probably set out to be the lesser of evils?
Well,
Especially when you talk about public schools that have a direct
and
connection.
that's why I asked you
they have a
public.
direct connection with incarceration. Like,
and that's why I asked you though, public education, specifically because I went to
Specifically.
Pan-African, before I went to public,
But-
I went to some Pan-African schools, so.
speak on that. Speak on how they trained you, like.
And those were different. it trained me to see.
I never even knew one of those things existed.
I went to a few. It wasn't, man, look, let me tell y'all, because like when you say that you got kicked out of schools, I got kicked out almost every school after the Pan-African school. Do you get what I'm saying? So I stopped going to that in 4th grade. Every school after that, I was getting kicked out of. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Some of it was due to motherfuckers.
Did you get kicked out the Pan-African in school?
Nah.
Oh, I was just making sure. I was gonna,
fuck
I would
no.
say niggas
No,
are
so-
padded, niggas
and it was
you.
a different-
Nah, good.
You was
Because-
too late. You was
Yeah,
free.
you was free.
I was-
Yeah. I
too
see,
early,
yeah,
too
so.
early,
They
know
freed
what
you
I'm
too
saying?
early.
Too early.
Nah, that's real.
And it wasn't meant to be a babysitter. You get what I'm saying? So when you said that statement, that's why I specifically asked, was it public school education? Because I don't disagree with you on that term. Like, public school education is designed to program you and make you a certain type of way. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
Where you could be that that go hard behind Biden and Trump, the same way you could be in a corporation.
The same way
and
the
working
kid was
hard.
going crazy over Christopher Columbus at the SAT. It's the same enthusiasm.
Indoctrination.
But they're still, and that.
It's
but,
indoctrination.
Do you really
but that-
believe it though? Like,
that system. Remember, you said it's trained. Sometimes you don't got to believe in shit, but if you're trained, it's innately in you. You don't.
Motherfuckers
even
believe.
I mean,
Listen,
motherfuckers do believe it.
When a motherfucker asks you, was it on the news? That nigga's telling you, nigga, if the news says it, I believe it.
Not only that,
That's
Fuck,
you. Wait,
no,
stop
no.
real quick and let's think about how dangerous that is, bro. That a motherfucker is telling you that bro, we haven't seen devotion like that since the Bible. That's how the world used to be like when the Bible was super duper popping and Catholicism had this shit on smash and
Yeah,
it was
I went
back
to
in
some
the
of them joints
you see what I'm
too.
saying? Back in the holy times and you know what I'm saying? Where it was people went by the book. If it ain't in the scripture, then nah. So if the scripture says kill the infidels, bodies is dropping. If the scripture, you see what I'm saying?
I gotta
That's how
find it
niggas,
shown on that.
and that's how we do the news.
But the
television
scripture
was used.
And coming up to Google.
Ooh, but can I just say this?
Yeah.
And I don't get in trouble, bro. But the scripture was public school though. Like,
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, let me tell you why though.
Remember, they stopped niggas from reading.
But
Niggas couldn't even read. Remember, back when the...
No, he's taking it. I see what he going. He's taking it further. He's taking it further back when.
Are we saying before...
Catholicism was light.
You talking about when the Roman Catholic
when the
Empire was
Roman
in
Catholic
control.
Empire really came through and literally, if you are not rocking with before you get there,
I'm thinking you talking about the access to the knowledge. No,
but the access
public,
to
that was the spread.
But you got to also realize that public education reform is directly connected to the King James Bible, and let me tell you why.
Please.
Because the whole thing about Catholicism and this whole idea of Protestantism versus
Martin Luther, Lutheranism,
Lutheran.
Oh my God, bro! I can't
Protestant,
Protestantism.
I gotta.
Not the Mormons.
I want to say it's
Catholicism.
I want to say it's Catholicism. Man.
Pure. They had what was the Puritans? Shit, I don't know.
Protestant.
But it's Protestant versus Catholic.
Okay.
Right. So when you go from the Catholic version of things and then you get into the Protestant version of things, the biggest thing was, and the biggest deeds of Catholicism, the Vaticans and the priests were so important because most humans didn't know how to read.
Yeah, read facts.
So when you get into Protestantism, where every man needs to have a relationship with the Bible, for every man to have a relationship with the Bible, what does he need to know how to do?
Read it.
Read the Bible. So then you have this big increase in public education reforms from Protestant money for people to learn how to read the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like, so when you start, and then on another tip, besides that, even in the era you're talking about, it's still billions of people who don't know nothing about that. Anything. They know nothing about Catholicism. They know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying?
So I will ask you this though. So with that being said, right? Why was it spent? Why was it spent for? Why did they want them to read the Bible? I would say at that time. So at that time that you're speaking of, right? The Roman Catholic Church was the law. You guess what I'm saying? They didn't have what we have, like legislation that is typed and printed and all that. They had the Bible. So when they wanted to change the law,
this is when Constantine ruled, right?
Yeah, around then and before. But Constantine came around the new laws, aka the New Testament. You get what I'm saying? So
they had Caesars. They had Caesar.
You said they had
Caesar. That was the law. Caesar. The Roman Empire was ruled by Caesar.
Yeah, but the Roman Catholic Church, the Bible was the law. Anything they wanted to be a law, they put in the Bible to connect it to them wanting the education. But it all still goes back to the training them to be a citizen, but training them for control. You get what I'm saying? So we wanted you to live this certain type of way. We want you to be this way. We're going to put it in this thing. You can't read. We're going to give you the ability to read what we want you to read because we put this specific thing in here.
Yeah,
whether people want to believe
almost,
or faith,
so basically it's almost
faith.
like you feel like it's almost
the
like
council
they basically was like, yo, hold on, niggas. Don't let these niggas read yet till we can get a good edition out there that's going to have what we need in there.
Right, there's a quote in the Bible that says, if you are being, and I'm paraphrasing, if you are being beat, being beat badly by your king, do not have any ill will feelings to the king
Nah.
I'm not saying I'm paraphrasing.
But it's closer to if your slave dies while beating him, you have to.
But no, I'm not talking about
certain shit.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that one. This one is the thing about where it's saying that if it's talking to the person being beat, if you are being beat, do not have any ill will to your king or to the person beating you, for it is through him that God is delivering his punishment. If that's not no slave shit.
But Brody, this is my one thing that because I'm a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Who says I'm not the king? Who says I'm not the king delivering the beating? And a beating that needed to be had.
So you would be the king that would have a slave.
I'm not saying I'm the king that had to be
because
saved.
that's what the verse was saying. It wasn't talking about niggas being kings.
I'm just saying, like, from my level, like, I don't look at slaves like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when Kanye said that slavery is a choice, he was talking about the contracts he signed.
Okay, so would you be a record exec that you whipping your artists?
It ain't even about that. It's about employees, period. Like, having employees. Like, I don't give a fuck how much you pay them. I'm not paying you unless I'm making enough to pay you and make more than you.
Yeah, nah. But this thing's called fair business. You could give somebody his fair, you know what I'm saying, his wage, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, that's not even harming you physically. A beating is harming you. Beating is harming you.
I'm not saying don't go out of your way to do me right. I'm saying don't go out of your way to do me wrong.
That's real. But if someone is, and look, we don't get caught up in me saying slave. I'm not talking about slave. I'm talking about dealing with employees. Everybody's not a great employee. Some employees you gotta make. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
some
but we
people you gotta do dirty.
Slavery though. We talking about slavery. We're not saying workers.
And slavery is the modern day business structure for every company. Like when you start getting into Emmanuel,
if you choose to make it that way,
profit is unpaid labor. Like profit is unpaid labor. You
how?
Because if I'm paying the money out, I'm not making no profit. I maximize my profit.
What do you mean profit is unpaid labor?
Yes. When you running, I encourage people to look at their situation like this. When you running a company, not on no like, oh, I work for myself. Like, no, people work for you. Your profit will be made. Your profit will be maximized by your ability. That's
the key word, bro. You can't just skip over that. Made and maximize is two different things. Because when you say maximize, now we're talking about capitalism. When you're saying made, then we're a lot closer to where things could be fair. Now, if we're talking about in order to be a capitalist, king, slave owner, if we're talking about in that boat, that's something totally different. You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely believe
how you say it's unpaid labor. I want to hear that point. Like, how is it unpaid labor though?
Like profit is like if I sell you something and I make a profit off of it, if I make something right now and I sell it, I made a profit. You smell me like...
Because if that profit is then reinvested in something else and it doesn't go back into that business, it's not late. I get what he's saying for it. It can be unpaid labor, meaning that it's eventually might be paid out to
if I got an employee, they're working for it.
And I'm always looking at things from a human level. Like, I look at every human as a business. But most humans literally only sell their time.
Yeah.
Like
but that's what I was about to say. That's the contract. That's the difference between. There's no contract between the oppressor and the slave man.
But for a business person, a employee,
there's a contract.
Is for somebody slave. That's what Kanye says. Slavery is a choice,
Facts.
And he showed his 10 contracts. What I'm saying is, if somebody is working for me, that 9 hours that they are on the clock, they're the labor. They're making their profit by working for me, but their time is fully connected to maximizing my profit. We agreed on your price. You're not about to tell me I'm paying these people to make me money, and then I'm supposed to tell them not to do everything you can to maximize how much I make. That's why I paid you.
If it's not in the contract.
Wait. No, before you go there, but exactly. That's the contract.
Because if it ain't in the
you
contract,
are gonna get paid.
I ain't doing it.
You listen, exactly. So if I fill out, look,
you can make a contract.
You giving me $15 an hour, and my job is to work the front desk for $15 an hour. The day you come in here talking about you want me to go touch them toilets and go touch that garbage, now we need to renegotiate this $15 an hour.
Right.
With the slave getting his ass whipped, there's no renegotiation or nothing. There was no contract in the beginning that was made with his knowledge, and any contract that was made, it was made between the person above him. So now when you tie into what Kanye's talking about as in slavery's a choice, the modern day slavery that we applied to, yeah, there's a contract there. But even still, when you see Kanye go and say, now I'm going to give back my masters, that's him recognizing him whipping somebody naturally because he was following, like you said, that natural model. But at the same time, he's showing that I could break from that model and I could do good business. And it may not maximize my profits, but it's definitely going to get a lot closer to, because I definitely, what does it profit me to give my artists back their masters, right? I don't make a buck necessarily off of that. But at the same time, it's closer to being human than it is to being a billionaire. Right. And then it looked like God worked out something anyway for him, and the nigga made $9 billion anyway. So it shows that you don't have to follow the model in which we're whipping slaves, but you can follow the model where we are making all of my employees bosses of themselves.
But at the same,
i.e. just Dame Dash. And I just want to make the example, when we look at that original Rockefeller movement, it wasn't built to make one person king and everybody else just kind of, it wasn't built like
that with it in the end.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We probably say that for another show, but that wasn't it wasn't made as a pyramid, it was made as a table. Everybody was kings. And that's why at one point in time you seen nigga Cam had his label. Like in one shit, you have Cam had his label, we was Dipset, then Jim had Bird Gang, and Jewels had Skull Gang. Like, you see what I'm saying? You had like Beans, and then they had State City, Property. You had Purple City. It was like everybody, it was like, nigga, it was like, that's moving closer to my style of business, to where, you know what, we doing this to where everybody eat. It ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody wasn't eating though, like.
No, back then, what?
Bro, like, you gotta
State Property clothing line was just as popular as Rockaware at one point, bro.
Yes, and shout out to Mark Echo.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Mark Echo for making more money off of that stuff than anybody else.
Well, no, I'm not saying niggas wasn't getting hit then, but what I'm saying is that the concept, the idea, we were still investing in, like I said, we was investing in black-owned urban wear, right?
No, we was investing in white-owned urban wear.
Oh, I thought Diddy owned Sean John. I thought Dame and Rockaway, Jay owned Rockaway, and I thought
you had Carcanine, Fubu, Sean
I thought
John,
Fubu was owned by black niggas. I didn't know I was investing in.
Carcanine.
Now, did white people get money off of that? I'm not saying that.
I'm not even saying that. I'm not even just saying white owned, but I just got a different relationship with business because I always look at who making the most money off of the transaction.
Right. But now it's,
you know what I'm saying? And it's not always white people. Sometimes it was Chinese people making the clothes, or sometimes it was somebody else making the clothes. But these people were not in there stitching that stuff together. Whoever they was paying to stitch that stuff together, like, I've been in the fashion industry. Like,
so the Chinese people that make the sneakers for Nike is more, what are you saying?
They getting money.
They are bigger than the owners of Nike? No.
The owner of that factory?
We're not talking about the owner of the factory.
But that's what we talking about.
We kind of, like.
Yo, black-owned business, bro, them was black-owned businesses. Fubu was a black-owned, we was investing into a black-owned business. It was for us, by us. Like, if it was a white somebody that made this shirt somewhere, somebody that stitched it, like, that's part of business. I don't care about people making money. I'm not trying to knock nobody from getting no money. Like, never. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
all I was talking about. Just about maximizing the profit.
Yeah, like, no, facts. I'm not knocking nobody from getting no money. But at the same time, like, you know, when a lot of that was broken down, and I felt like that was part of a plan as well. I believe that was definitely COINTEL actions that was going on there. But when we go from Fubu, Sean John, Fat Farm, Carl Kanai, Rockaway, when we go from all of them black brands and then they just drop, they're gone, they're done, and now it's strictly European brands. You see what I'm saying? That's a problem to me. You smell me? That's a problem to me. Like, and then it doubles down when they're investing in urban style, urban wear. You get what I'm saying? It's like, and then you see the rest of the world jump on it, and it's really, they're buying it because of the print. So when you see a nigga that leaves, like Virgil, and then goes to Louis, you know what I'm saying? You look at that shit and you be like, damn, bro, like, we had that talent over here. But they, you know what I'm saying? I can't knock a nigga for choosing the bag he chose. Like, I'm not even really gonna get into that. You smell me? But at the end of the day, I can't look at that shit and be like, yeah, nah, you know, that's a win for us. Because the color of the person that did it, when we was winning as a whole, even if it was white niggas that was making the shirts and Chinese people that was making the shoelaces, that, and third, they was still bringing them turkeys around my hood. They was still having the free concerts. People was looking at these black execs being them and their style and element. Now everything's behind the scenes, right? Like it's like the Gucci and Jeezy joint real quick, right? It's like, I say everybody, like, don't get it twisted. The message is official, you know? But it's not authentic.
The message is not official.
No, what I'm saying is the message, the idea of, yo, listen, we need to do better, and you know, it's too many people dying because of, you know, the violence and gang, da-da-da. That message is pure. Yes, I don't want to see black people dying. Facts. But in the context, it's hard for a nigga. What's your next album about to be about? I can't give credit to a nigga for saying some shit knowing that he ain't doing that shit.
Bro, I can't give credit to a nigga who said that and then still done different. You know what I'm saying? Or told his son to do different.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't really.
So all of that was cat. But I wanted to say something to bring it back because we did a whole woo 360, and I just was throwing out earlier that one, we have to understand that a lot of these tools, whether it be the Bible, whether it be a school textbook by McGraw-Hill, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be Tell Live Vision in the news, there's also government release things that explain how that is used to, you know what I'm saying, manipulate people. Going to the point that you said, the news, that's scary for you how people, well, that's a tool that they use to specifically do that, and it's working as they're playing. But we have to understand that these tools are all tools used to further, whether it's a feeling that, because this is a fact, this isn't a feeling. These are tools that are used to further the oppression. Do you get what I'm saying? So whether people believe in the laws, whether they believe in the Bible, the McGraw-Hill, I usually ask people, what's the difference between Jesus and Spider-Man? People are like, what do you mean Jesus is real? I'll be like, a 5-year-old kid thinks Spider-Man is real.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? The only thing and to the fact that the letter J ain't exist.
Let me ask you something. You said you Christian, right? Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this, bro. I ain't even trying to be funny. I used to go to like a lot of Christian churches and stuff. Like,
I went to Christian school, Catholic school.
I love Christian churches. I love Christianity, beautiful religion, music. All that I'm saying, I love it like almost all religions, like because I can kind of see the beauty in them all. But so it's a question. Like, I was watching Train with Pharrell the other day. He's doing like he's recruiting for gospel singers or something, right? So I'm watching the joint, and I noticed like every time they cut into a commercial or whatever, now mind you, it's a whole black cast, right? Everybody black, like Pharrell's, his uncles, his some other like whole lot of people. Show? This is a show. Like, I don't even know what was it on BET. I don't even know what it was on, but it's a Pharrell show. He's recruiting. This is recent right now. He's recruiting. Right. He's in Virginia, and he's recruiting people for this gospel joint, whatever. Right? Okay. Every time they cut to commercial, they show a picture of a white Jesus. So I'm like, yo, do they, like at church, I don't know if you go to church or stuff like that, are there pictures of white Jesus? Like, is that like, I thought like in my mind, and I'm saying this like this, like no funny shit, like it's out, like, look, I thought that like, like when you come into information or something, you kind of feel like everybody knows this shit. Like you was the last to find out. Like, so like, as it's like, I guess I don't really know if I ever thought Jesus was necessarily white, but when it was like a fact to me, like, I mean, gotta be black, he's in, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really going to too many Christian churches and stuff as I got older, so, right. And I'm not really, so I'm not even noticing that people still like, so there's still white images of Jesus is in black churches.
Bruh, yes.
But can I also say, like,
I'm not saying his, but there are some.
But those images are new.
What do you mean?
You're saying still, like, they always been white.
No, and no.
The first images on Jesus, like when you go to the cathedrals in like Europe.
Yeah.
He's black.
No, yeah, facts. I remember you told me when you was out in Greece or something. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah,
speak on that about the room and shit. I remember we was chopping it up one time.
Nah, that's when I was climbing. You talk about the little house. I was climbing down.
You was in a museum and they had like a blocked off like a section that they wasn't letting people in, and you had looked over into it. I don't know if you got back then. It was mad paintings and stuff of Black Jesus, Black Madonna.
Yeah, they had a whole. I can't remember. It was a museum in Athens. It's very popular, but they had big sections blocked off. But those sections had certain imagery and symbolism that means something differently to other people. Like my whole thing has always been like, I understand programming. You know what I'm saying? But I also understand like you still are hardwired, you know what I'm saying, to like a certain type of like program that's been around for a long ass time, bro. Like, and if you can connect with that program, it makes it impossible for something foreign to program you. So like
that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
And that's just
lock in with your roots.
But
you gotta lock in with your roots to the point though where you so comfortable.
Ancestral roots.
But you gotta lock into the point where you don't have to. It's like when you really know something. You know what I'm saying? When you really know something, nothing else can compete with it. Like,
but what do you do with that knowledge?
You live. Like at the end of the day, bro,
That's
live and be free.
So
live
if
and
you,
be free.
If
like
you are blessed to have that knowledge, to see the truth, to know the truth, but you have a group of people, your brothers and sisters that don't have that knowledge. You're blessed with this knowledge. You're just supposed to live.
But it's not knowledge at that point no more. Like it's a difference. Like it's a difference between knowledge and your program, bro. Like when you tap into what you are programmed to do, bro, everything you do is giving knowledge. Like your responsibility to it is to put what you know in what you do every day.
Live by an example.
You are the program.
Yo, nah, that's real. That's real shit. You gotta. Bible say, let your light so shine so that men may glorify you. So men may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. And whatever you decide that, that Father, that God, that Spirit, that truth, you live in your truth and like it'll become a message in of itself. I feel like you was pushing more so to if I know some shit, I need to put niggas on. I need to spread that shit. Like you said,
because
everybody got different.
Everybody has a different
shit.
goal.
I ain't gonna front. That's like more like my shit. Like I feel like, and sometimes I even be questioning like a motherfucker tell me about a job opening and my ass will fucking tell somebody else before I fill out the app. Like, you know what I'm saying? I do dumb shit like that, like because I'm thinking so much. And I say I do dumb shit like that.
It might not be dumb shit.
That's what I was about to say.
It might be really what you know what's up.
Yeah, or like sometimes it's like. Sometimes I'm confident in door number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 10. I'll keep opening up, and I don't care what's in door number 1. $1 million can be in door number 1. I still think there might be $2 million in 2. And then if it's $2 million in, then I'm going down the whole fucking list. That's kind of like how my life been. Like I ain't even going front. Like the blessings kind of come, and I just be like, damn, like you know what I'm saying, like for instance, like in that scenario, somebody tell me about a job, I'll put somebody on because I know, like, listen, like, I'm good regardless.
Right.
I'ma be good regardless. Right. Like, I don't know about them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I could give my last to somebody comfortably. You smell me? Because I know, like,
you gonna find a way to get some paper.
I'm gonna be straight.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just more inclined to do that. So, yeah, like you said, like, so if I come up on some information, like, I'll see somebody send me some shit, and I'll be like, do a quick little research, make sure that this shit is solid enough, because Snopes will jump in there if you too late, whatever, right?
Right.
And then poof, sent right back out, nigga.
Right.
Sent right back out, like absorb that.
But I'm saying that also not just like, I was going with the sharing of the information, right? But not just the sharing of it. Like, we're at a detrimental point where, like, we can just live. You get what I'm saying? But even in our living, it has to be doing something that is supporting. Like, even though you're saying you're living, you have a black business. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're doing
that is supporting. You know what I'm saying? Black, that is doing something. It is black economics, something that that a certain group of people, whatever. Not saying that they're godly or not. I'm just saying a certain group of people don't want that to happen. Anything like that goes against the grain, where you can maintain for self, they don't want you to do. So you're doing that part by living, but it's like you got to be doing.
But you can't do you knew better, you do better.
Facts.
Like you can, you know what I'm saying? That's why I get back to know how. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what connects me. Like I've never seen nobody do something they don't know.
Right.
Like
you say you never seen somebody do something they don't know?
Yeah. Like it's like I just never seen it. You know what I'm saying?
You rode a bike before?
Huh?
Did you know how to ride a bike before you rode it?
But you're talking about riding a bike. I'm talking about balance. I've seen humans balance themselves before. Like, you know what I'm saying? They say you could throw a baby off a fucking a platform and they more likely to land on their feet than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, bro, like, I believe that, like, certain things require certain traits. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some people, and then sometimes people just born with certain shit. Like,
me God-given talents.
Yeah,
but I want it, but bro.
I'm just saying, if you're melanated, everything, this is very important. This is just my opinion.
Yeah, facts.
I usually deal with facts, but now I'm going to give one of my opinions. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
My opinion is that we're under attack through everything that we can no longer think from, and I'm not saying this is you. I don't want you to think this.
Oh, cool, bro.
That shit sweet out
we
here.
all good, bro.
Yeah.
That shit sweet out here.
Yeah, from a comfortable lens, because now
there's no isolated protection.
Right, because you can be that one person just living, just doing your thing, and the system of oppression will meet you head on, whether you're driving, whether you're in a parking lot, putting your getting your keys out, doing whatever you're doing. You get what I'm saying? It would meet you. So
everything is done.
So
everything, it don't matter how much chicken you got.
Right.
It don't matter. Nigga, right now, if it wasn't for Secret Service following Obama around all day, that nigga would have been pulled over by now by police. That's word to mother.
That's facts.
That's word to mom's dukes, nigga.
That's facts.
And even when that nigga sees him, he's still, oh, Obama. Oh, man, how you doing, Mr. President? License registration.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, no, like, and that kind of go all the way back to the Boule society. That's another subject, another joint, you know what I'm saying? But
which destroyed, we could throw them in with feminism, which destroyed.
And that's what I wanted to bring it right in. Like,
black family
when we start talking about these tools, you know what I'm saying? These institutions that were set up to give us this false hope. Because like you said, one of y'all said it earlier, like we're the hardest to program.
Yeah,
If you can't get us to go for the shit, nigga, eventually we gonna wake everybody else up to the shit.
Because we are the culture, so they'll follow us.
We are us, and I'm not even gonna get into that right now. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but there's a reason. And whatever that reason is, like I always say, like, you know, we one band, one sound, but we the fucking, you know, bandmaster, right?
Facts.
Everybody's watching us, right?
Facts.
If we're fucked up, if we not right, it was a Native American said one time, he said, the planet is a spaceship and the wrong people are in control right now. Like the wrong people are at the steering wheel, right? And that's what's happening. We're not talking about color. We're not talking, it's the people, whoever they are, the wrong ones. Whoever got us following Ford instead of Tesla. And I just say that to make an example of free and da-da-da-da-da and this shit that we doing now, right? Them, right? At some point in time, yeah, it's going to come to a head. Now, racism, bigotry, capitalism, socialism, you have all of these different isms and factors that's attacking all people. The specific weapon, though, of choice, racism, is directly attacking everybody with this.
And not
all
just
over the world.
Not just racism, the supremacy.
Yeah. And white supremacy.
You get what I'm
because it's
saying?
both. Because it's like
Even
you
though
say,
they're not supreme.
You're in Athens and Greece, but yet the black sections of real history is blocked off. Right? Fact checkers. That's basically what that is. That's a modern day fact checking. No, it wasn't no Black Jesus or Black Madonna. That's false.
Definitely how they be
Fact
doing my
checker.
IG.
Let's go ahead and block that section
Definitely
off,
how they do
right?
my IG.
So now, like you see this conscious effort. So in the midst of that, that's happening in Greece. You hear about what's happened. 21 Savage brother just was killed over there in the UK. So we know it's black on black crime going over there, right? It's not because black people hate black people, but it's something going on, and this sickness is everywhere. We're seeing what's happening in Africa, seeing what's happening all over the country, all over the world, right? So in the midst of that, you get this need for Pan-Africanism, and then you get a response to that Pan-Africanism. You get a response to a Garvey. You get the Du Bois and them, and they form the Boule, and then now their job is to say, no, damn that exodus to Africa. Let's stay right here. Niggas can eat right here. Shit'll be good for niggas right here, right?
Working with them.
Working with them.
Now, can I
That's
say
totally against Garvey.
Which
Which was totally against
was
Garvey.
totally against Garvey.
Which was totally against what Garvey had going on.
Yeah,
and it's a
exactly.
crazy story about Du Bois that a lot of people don't know.
Oh, yeah. I would, history majors, I'm going to let y'all tell, because I got my feelings towards that, but I want you to
I was just going to say
that.
one thing before you say that thing. I don't know where you're going with this, but I say this, right? The tie this to Garvey and W.E.B. Du Bois, right? They were going against Garvey, like you said. And I look at it like they have the idea of working with these people. It's like a rape victim being around a rapist. How can a rape victim heal if they're still around a rapist every day? There's no way for you to heal. There is no way for you to heal. So instead of
knife is still there.
Instead of going away to separate yourself from the rapist,
Yeah.
the rape victim can heal. You get what I'm saying? But instead of doing that, you had a group of people that said, nah, let's leave the rape victim here with the rapist, and we'll figure out a way to make them feel okay.
Yeah. What was the joint, though? The Du Bois story.
That was just so crazy. Because I'm sorry, I keep coming back to this, bro. What's the difference between sending our precious black babies into these public schools?
The difference between what you saying? What's the difference?
Letting the letting the
I
person
agree.
who
We
raped,
shouldn't.
the person.
Oh, yeah, nah,
you know what I'm saying?
bro.
Like,
We shouldn't be sending
Well,
them
this
into
is-
those
I
public
just
But
think
I'm gonna
that's
tell
a-
you this though. But this is another thing though, and this is
That's
another
a
thing because
big-
I used to be hard on that too. But
the
one
only-
thing about public school, real quick though, a lot of people aren't sending their kids to school because they feel like they're getting a proper education. Well,
No,
excuse me.
it's for
No.
babysitting.
Babysitting.
That's why I said school's a
because
babysitter.
babysitting
However-
expensive as shit.
Exactly. But
Yeah,
free
a
babysitting.
sitter
so
is
that brings
expensive as hell.
So that brings a root. People are putting finances right above. That shows you that they're putting finances above the well-being and development of their child.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're putting
If I
finances.
make it more expensive for you to live and you have to go to work, then you have to put your child in my care, and I'm going to teach them to do the same shit.
if they
But can I
feel
tell you
like
the
that,
wildest
though,
part about it though? The people who are making it more expensive for you to live are the same people that these people are going to work for. Like they are going to work for the same people making their lives harder.
facts.
And that's why I'm all for not creating. I mean, I know some people have to be employees. Some people don't have. Going back to what you're saying about trades.
I didn't want that conversation to go like sideways, because what I was saying was, when we talking about black owned business, like if we're really trying to show our programming, it should be a situation that if I hire you at the front to like do the front desk shit,
You'll eventually make it in the back.
it don't matter. You understand that black owned business is a power source. So if you like the toilets is not like it's a mentality.
Yeah,
bro.
right.
Like,
I got you.
So it's like the way we kill capitalism is by getting money but our way. Like getting money in the way that everybody, like if you a part of the situation, I'm gonna pay you the same. If you not
It has to be done
a
right.
king deserves to be rich. If you have a talent and you was going to go sell your talent to someone else for a certain price that was also contributing to making your life harder, right? Why not come and I'll offer you an equal bag, maybe more, you know what I'm saying? But
maybe less.
See,
Maybe less.
See,
No, wait. Let me stop real quick. When it comes to,
I'm with you.
maybe less, but cause I can't fucking compete with Walmart, nigga.
But it ain't-
I can't compete with big brands to pay. Like, and I'm talking about when you bringing up like that attitude. See that shit that I sign up for, right? I'm actually in a little situation, a little private situation, whatever, where I'm, you know what I'm saying, contemplating dealing with one business and jumping over to another black business, whatever. There's a certain energy I bring where I'm at. But then there's a certain energy that I know I'm going to bring if I'm with them because of what it represents. It's just, I can't be late like I usually am now because I'm representing a black company. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like toilets need to be clean. You know what I'm saying? Like,
can I say something to?
And are you mad at all by maximizing that man's profit?
no.
See, can I say something to that though?
But I'm maximizing our profit.
We have to understand though, we can't act a few things. We can't act like because a business is a black-owned business, that even the owner is a fair owner. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, you can't go by color,
you might want,
facts.
and I'm not saying, like, you might, let's say, for instance, here, right? You might have somebody doing $15 an hour in the front, right? And say, yeah, this is a black business, you know how we are, which is a very conscious thing to think. I'm going to attack the back, right? But then you can't think about you got to also think about the person that has done that for, whether it been a European business, a black business, and every time they're burnt or they have a boss who's willing to take advantage of that and not help either. Sometimes you don't need money if you can give them development to help them to reach a point where they can then become their own boss. But if it's just
Which is the goal.
But a lot of businesses, because a lot of melanated people are financially illiterate, that they will maintain it's about them. It's about the king, not you, but the king's bounty. You get what I'm saying? And not about developing the village so that everybody else could become a king and queen. Granted, we will always need employees, but
everybody can't be chiefs. It's always going to be chiefs.
But everyone isn't a fair employer, even if they're melanated as well, because they don't.
Everybody's just as important.
Right. And so if a person doesn't want to, they're not doing the initiative.
That's the difference between capitalism and the shit that I'm trying to be.
But they
on.
could also be a rapist. They could also still be a rape victim, and they could feel like I'm a previous rape victim. Now I'm here in this new job, and you have the potential to be a rapist because now you're asking me to do things again, like my last bad situation that, you know what I'm saying, is very familiar.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? Now, it might not be, the end result might not be that because I haven't done it to see if that's going to be the end result, but it's very familiar.
So, bro.
But you still learn, like, the difference between an employee and a slave to me is that an employee has the right to get more out of it than the contract. Like, you can really learn about a whole industry at any level of employment. Like, if you put the
effort in.
Once
you in the building.
Or you're given an opportunity.
Or you,
because your own people
or
will stifle
not
you.
opportunity or incentive.
Sometimes.
Because you can still study the game. You can still study the game to a letter. You can still study the game to a letter. Like, even when I had jobs, bro, like, I didn't even care about the job. Like, when I was an RA, bro, I'm really thinking, like, I really want to learn how to run a housing system because I want, my dream is a community.
That's my
so like,
that's my shit too.
So, bro, that's why I became an RA because I wanted to learn, and now, like, when I'm writing about it, I'm like, I think I got a pretty good handle on it. And I talk to my advisors in real estate development and all that, and they tell me, like, that's kind of
solid.
How it should go. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I got a development company, man. We got a link or something.
Hey, bro, let's talk on camera,
man.
Cause you know, bro, I'm a Christian.
Man, that's crazy.
You gonna talk on camera? You know what I'm saying?
I ain't even know my man. That's good. You see?
Yeah.
Bro, like we
That's the
active,
point, bro.
We really sacred beings, bro. Like,
I don't like
giving our quote unquote oppressors too much credit.
I agree with
You
that.
know what
as
I'm
well.
saying?
Yeah.
Like, because it was people who were enslaved who still hustled their ass off and lived great lives by tapping into who they were. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like,
But just think about. I agree with you. I completely agree with you. But just
ain't
think
no
about.
slave really living no great
think
life,
about-
yo.
enslaved.
yeah.
Enslaved.
Oh, my bad, my
People
bad.
were
Yeah, enslaved,
ain't
yeah.
ain't no human being a slave.
But what I'm saying
People
is,
enslaved human beings.
think about if there was if you didn't have to deal with that system of oppression. That's the thing. That's the big thing.
I keep it
about
100 with you. Me personally, like I always say, not to cut you off, apologize, but
you
it's
good.
that statement. Yo, I always be like, listen, man. And I'll be like, if I'm 80 years old, I don't give a fuck how my health is. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. If I could be in top notch health, look good too, bag a 60-year-old, right? If I'm 80 and our situation is worse or the same, I'm gonna feel like a fucking failure. That's me. I don't give a fuck about how much money. The more money I make, it'll make me sicker. To know that shit I won in this system, was it my payoff? When was there a point where I could have been realer versus richer before I got to this point? These are the things that I'm gonna think about. These are the things that I'd rather die as a martyr in my youth, knowing that I was fighting and I died fighting for the better. Because it's like when my man Dame said, if you ain't hustling for your last name, you're selfish, right? So all the money that I can make right now, it could be burnt. Mindsets, personalities, hearts, things like that have to change in order for me to feel comfortable with my child's future. I want my child to be in a position to where whether he's a millionaire or the poorest motherfucker on the planet Earth, he's still reached with decency, love, respect, and he's judged by his, and he's safe. And he's safe. And that's what I fight for. Like, that's what, if I feel like at 80 that situation has not been changed, I'm not looking at my 80 as a badge of honor, as I've succeeded. And I'm not saying for 80-year-old people to, I'm saying me, what I feel like has been put into my heart, what I feel like is my mission here, there's no way I could be successfully old and shit still be fucked up. I would go like Asada said, the weak go along, the strong go crazy. How the fuck I'm gonna be here 60, 70 years and I'm still, so when I look at niggas like Jesse and I look at niggas like Sharpton, you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, yo, like,
them niggas
y'all
should
just
be
going
ashamed of
along.
themselves, but
Yeah,
we know they
you're just
puppets.
going
You
along.
can clearly
But
tell.
at the same time, you know,
Straight
I
up.
devil's advocate. Their last names is good. If Dame said I hustle for my last name,
Sharpton, them niggas' last names is not good. Them niggas is
trash.
tarnished forever.
Forever.
Them shits is tarnished forever. Like we talk about Verily Verified.
But they're good. They're
Them
good.
niggas is
They're
hard.
good. They're good within the system of European oppression. If they need to pick
Yeah, they
somebody
straight
up from
there.
their bloodline,
So right
and
now-
a lot of black
Drive.
spaces.
So
Al
for right now-
Sharpton visited Bowie State 4 times while we went there.
That's cool.
Bowie State also gets their. Look, I tell you,
You feel me?
HBCU is not truly black if they have to beg a European oppressor for finances. They then have a say on what goes there or how the people act.
Yeah,
so
them nigga, like
if
I
he
said,
came to BSU,
Bowie
we
don't
all went to
verify
BSU.
nobody for me, nigga.
BSU got rid of
Didn't
Dr.
Obama show up there?
Yeah, they got rid of Dr. Woods.
They don't fucking
They got rid of Dr.
verify
Woods.
nothing.
You get what I'm saying? So Bowie is a boule joint too at the upper levels.
Like we not even,
Where-
like I said, man, niggas ain't verified.
Niggas
The
ain't verified.
And the thing is, and I ain't saying they ain't good, like, oh, nah, they parent these children. What I'm saying
Y'all
is,
being hard
wait,
on Bowie, man.
I
I
love
was
Bowie.
talking about like Sharpton and them.
I love
I'm
Bowie.
just saying,
But
y'all-
But
Bowie
what
is
I'm
still-
saying is, you ain't gonna use Bowie, because Bowie allowed,
Bruh,
nigga,
they would be turning in
I remember
W.E.B.
there
Du
was
Bois would be spinning. If you read chapter, I believe it's chapter, is it 3 or 4? And Souls of, it's one of the chapters in Souls of Black Folks by W.E.B. Du Bois. I guess he was speaking on how he felt, what was his dream for the,
Negro.
for far as education and the black schooling and this and that, right?
Mhm.
Bruh, to go to Bowie and see how, and you've worked there, I've worked there. You get what I'm saying? So we see it from a
I
different.
taught there too.
You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Meaning,
we
like,
were-
I mean, you
we
work
were
there, you
there.
taught
We
there.
worked there, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you see from a different point of view that they, and they shared this with Howard, because I didn't go to Howard, but I stopped on, you know how it is when you're from this
Yeah.
area, you know what I'm saying? You doing your thing. Right?
Facts.
So I was on every campus, Maryland too, you know what I'm saying? At Bowie, they have a boule structure, and but they have a sickening one that the people that work there and the administration, you get what I'm saying, are so out of reach. It's for profit. You get what I'm saying? It's for profit, and it's not. And you can clearly see. I was in there,
The gems stick out.
bruh.
At Bowie, you know shit fucked up when the gems stick out. Like, you have people like, shout out Dr. Briscoe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you said with Woods.
Dr.
and,
Woods.
Yeah, I'm saying Dean Batten. Like, there's a lot of people up there that you
Dr.
that
Brown,
you come
Samara
you
Brown,
come
she held me
around
down.
and you run into like angels. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they are there to balance out the fuckery that's there as well too. And like again,
And some to get a
Angels-
check.
but
And some
like,
are just
you know
there
what I'm
for a
saying?
check.
just some people are there for a check.
But the thing
And that's in
about-
all facets of our communities. Like,
Some of the
you
administration,
know,
not even
like with the
teachers.
public schools.
Right.
Like there's people at these public schools, like, yeah, the institution is bullshit. The
Yes.
books is bullshit. But you know what I'm saying? There's people there that you going like, listen, man, God is always gonna keep a ram in the thicket for niggas. Like, that's a fact. Like, but at the same time,
For a little bit of time in your life, and then they'll also be fired, though.
yeah,
But they'll serve their justice.
we have to start working towards controlling those avenues. Like,
That's what I
like
tell people all the time.
Montessori's and stuff like that.
And
I think that's something we
education.
need to start looking
We have
into,
to
man.
control-
and we gotta save those angels though.
Yeah.
Like, cause it's like I'm hard on public schools, but like I consider education to, and I'm I've been on my religious kick lately, so you gotta excuse me. I consider education to be like a religion, like a spiritual.
It is. It's a consistent
And-
practice
and
that
I-
you believe in.
And I look
Discipline.
It is a religion.
and I look at school like a church. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Like,
First schools was in
and-
churches.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like my whole thing be like, it's angels out here trying to save us from people who are abusing the church. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's so many stories.
Abusing
Yeah.
temples. Abusing all temples.
You know what I'm saying?
Our
Like,
bodies, GMOs, our schools, bullshit.
Facts.
Our
Right.
streets with police.
Right.
Every temple of ours
Yeah.
is being constantly attacked, constantly violated. The most important, our
Me with my
mind.
crystals,
But
nigga.
the
You know
most
what I'm
important, our
saying? My crystals keep me protected. you know
I
what I'm
mind.
saying?
And I always, when you was talking about like the profit and the money and the boule culture, like I was thinking about when Jesus showed up at, was it Jerusalem? Like, and he got mad, he got tight, started flipping
The
tables.
temple. He went into the temple, started tearing up because they were selling shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, they were
ideology
selling
and
shit
that,
in the
right?
temple.
Yeah.
But like on another note, like the one thing I'm always
shit
going
out
to say about Bowie and about like HBCUs, period, is all of that's going on. All of that's going on. But there's still a place surviving that establishes connections like this.
Oh no, facts. Facts.
And no matter what the fuck you talking about, how evil some shit
Yo,
may seem,
yeah, no,
the
facts.
fact
The
that
ram in the
this
thick-
can happen.
Facts. No, facts. Facts.
Like,
That's facts.
makes it one of the
100.
most powerful institutions
Yeah.
in the black community.
I agree.
That I don't, bro. Like, I'm not
I
hard
agree.
on people because I know people who done things that done tarnished their name for the betterment of
Hey.
everyone. Like, it's people who really got worse.
I'm still hard. Hey, look, I'm hard on people. I don't give a fuck about, look, I feel you on that, but I'm still gonna be hard on you because I feel like that's what we have to do. It's okay. Being hard on the motherfucker doesn't mean that I hate you, I dislike you. It just means my nigga. I'm being hard on you because I fuck with you and this shit need to change. You get what
Facts.
I'm saying? This shit just needs
Yeah, I
to change.
remember-
But I look like for the connections that I had at like HBCU, I went to college late, you know what I'm saying? I was out on the streets, I was bing. I ain't even gonna tell my story how I got into Bowie. Long story short, I call it second chance university for real, you know what I'm saying? But got in that junk, you know what I'm saying? And developed into a nigga that wound up becoming a librarian in the junk to, you know what I'm saying, having it, not even, I had these roots from going to the nation, but my uncle being associated with that, being raised Pan-African, you feel me?
Yeah.
But going to HBCU was completely different. It gives you some sense of peace of being around your people and developing from that, and developing with a nigga from New York, Alabama, and be able to now you haven't been there, but now you got
compare that to
family
your
there.
experience at UDC.
And UDC is technically HBCU, but it was a master's program, bro. My experience there was similar in education to it was at Bowie, meaning that it's so easy for a person to pass college, period. However, for me, it was super easy, but I still cared for the material. So the average person was there just to get their stuff and get out. Like, I turn the assignment in, let me leave. I'm a person that you're going to be upset that I'm in class because I'm asking a bunch of questions. I'm having dialogue because I want to know from memory. I have a good memory, and I want to know. I want to know what I'm talking
Need to
about.
interact with the information so I can download it.
Yeah, and I can pass. Yeah, and I can pass it on. This shit ain't just for me. You get what I'm saying? But it was the I liked HB. I mean, I like Bowie way better than UC. Hell yeah, that's what you.
Look,
hell yeah,
no,
nigga.
look,
Matter of fact, I loved Bowie, but I hated the administration. I worked there too.
Yeah.
I seen them tell this one girl was from Africa, young. They didn't like her attitude. Her forms was in Africa. They took a copy of her forms last semester. She had an attitude. She's young, 18. You was a grown woman in financial aid. You feel me? She rose up. Lady said, I can't do nothing for you. I need an original copy. She leaves. I'm still kicking it there. Lady said, yeah, I could have took her paperwork and helped her, but I ain't helping her with that attitude. I'm like, and that is a lost motherfucker that's dealing with melanated people's lives. Like, so what if that baby has an attitude? You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You
Not
feel
worth
me?
ruining
But that's
no
not the
life.
administration.
That's the human.
That's an
the
employee
person, yes.
working at a black institution. Like the
Right.
same thing. I'm going back to black business. Like, you supposed to take shit.
That don't have that pride.
You gotta have that pride.
Right.
Like,
You gotta be like, honey, listen, I believe you.
So
Fuck it.
my
That's
hey,
you got a
that's-
picture with your grandma?
Yo,
Hey.
bro. That's what I be saying, like with the vaccines and shit. All of these, listen. Let me say this real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Public service announcement.
PSA.
PSA. Y'all know what the fuck is coming. These vaccines is on the way. They on the way, nigga. Like, we not even getting into the conspiracies and told you so. Listen, niggas been telling niggas for years, whatever, right? We here. Like, they talking about the shits. All you black doctors that we done congratulated, we love, we done got you through school, we done, listen, man, this is when it's time for niggas to start being your nigga.
Nah, facts.
You get what I'm saying?
Check in.
This is the time niggas be that spook by the door, right? Because we might not be able to fight this shit straight up right in the beginning. Like, no, fucking I ain't going. They start locking niggas up. Sometimes you gotta be smart with shit, right? You gotta be smart with shit. I need my black doctors that's willing to sign off. Yeah, he got the vaccine here. Yeah, the family's vaccine. You see what I'm saying? This is when you gotta start realizing what's happening. Because I honestly want you to say, fuck them niggas. We need to come all together. We are at war, nigga. Come get on your side of the field. I want to say that. Fuck the job, fuck everything. We can shut everything down and let's regroup. That's extreme though, right? So while you're still in this system, while you're still apart, listen, we ain't gonna let 12, 14 years of school and go down the drain, nigga.
Right.
We need that, right? We need that to get where we going.
Right.
In the meanwhile, while we still shaking hands and dancing with the fucking devil, you are on the ones and twos. Play a beat that we can dance to, nigga.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Real shit.
Like, and that's just how I feel. Like, that's how I don't give a fuck. Like, because I used to be one of the niggas, like, I don't give a fuck how successful you are, you and Uncle Tom. No, because now I'm realizing, like you said, a lot of these niggas is in positions that they can make changes. Right now, they are in positions to where they could really kick off revolutions. And if not kick it off, but they could support financially. They could support influentially. Like, niggas is in position. And right now, bro, when it comes to shit, I don't give a fuck about what niggas believe and all of that. I don't care about none of that shit.
Talk
nigga.
to 'em.
This shit is about life and death now. Like, niggas, we could talk about all type of sports. We could talk about the gossip. But listen, my nigga, niggas is preparing to deal with you. Period. All right? Because it's the funniest shit. I hear everybody like, well, I ain't taking the vaccines. But these are the same motherfuckers that's pushing every other agenda they got, nigga. These are the same niggas that's posting, why you ain't got your mask on? Why you? The same people that is pushing every agenda the news is saying, they're the ones that's saying they ain't taking the fucking
They're
vaccine.
taking the vaccine.
You're taking the
They're
vaccine,
taking the vaccine.
nigga. Fuck is you talking about?
The average person is fearful for if you are fearful for your life,
That's it.
you're taking a vaccine.
That's it.
If you are fearful, if you are scared to die,
this is why your boy Kanye
or scared to kill, you're taking a vaccine.
Straight up, he says they want you to be filled with the fear of everything else. Because if you have the fear of everything else, you won't have the fear of God. He says, but if you just have the fear of God in you, you won't have the fear of nothing else. You get what I'm saying? And that's real shit. Once you understand who is your ultimate designer, right? And it's not them, right?
It's not them.
That fear won't drive you to do dumb shit. My people suffer from a lack of knowledge. That's what the Bible says, right? Study to show thyself approved.
Talk to him.
That's what the Bible says.
I'm not an A.
You know what I'm saying?
Know. You telling me?
I'm letting you know, like it's in there.
I know all the New Testament.
All right, you know what I'm saying?
And I know Deuteronomy and shit.
All
but
right. I'm just saying, like these are the facts of life, nigga. You understand? And this is why we fucked up. So this is why they don't have to. Huh?
Was that New Testament?
I don't even know, bro. I just get in there.
I just said I know all the New Testament, that was New Testament. I don't know shit.
Nah, shit, you good. Nah, it was in there though. But what I'm saying is that though, at the end of the day, my nigga, like these are just simple facts, bro. And if we're not in tune with what the fuck is going on, we will suffer. We are going to we are on the brink of our demise, and we fucking worrying about
the PS5 and the Xbox and all of that. Facts.
Like, we got to really understand how serious shit is. And this is what I'm saying. Like, these are to my doctors, these are to my virologists, these are to, you know what I'm saying, epidemiologists, like all of the
pediatricians.
Like, we need to come together. Fuck what the news is saying, damn what you feeling. Like, I done talked to too many nurses about this COVID shit. It's funny.
You know what bill they just passed in D.C.?
What's that?
So they passed the bill in D.C. where 11-year-old, shout out to...
they can get their fucking they can get vaccinated.
They can get their vaccination
without
parental consent at 11. You get what I'm saying? So when he was saying when he's saying there's a list of doctors, we talking to you pediatricians too.
This
we
is
can't
called
have you
war.
Taking advantage of our babies and letting them come in there and
if
make
somebody brings a child
decisions
to you and they say, and that child, and you should be asking, does your parent know you here? You should be calling. It doesn't matter what the school.
Yeah, forget.
And this is where niggas' jobs. See, people get these jobs and they fail to realize you have one duty, you have one job. That's to be a human being. That is your job while you're here. What does it take to be a human being? To ensure more fucking human beings come, nigga.
Facts.
That's the duty of all life. To keep this shit going, nigga.
Procreation.
Like, I always hear people be like, what's the meaning of life? Nigga, just live, nigga.
Live.
The fucking answer is in the question.
That's why you do gotta
what
live.
is the meaning of life?
You do gotta live.
Life, nigga. I never...
I step back and still try to smell whatever roses might be here.
I never understood that. Why niggas get confused with that shit. And I'm like, yo, y'all making it harder than it is. So that means anything that is against life is what you would consider unnatural. Evil, not of this world, right? Because even funguses, even viruses aim to live. A fungus aims to live. So everything that is in opposition to that, that's the enemy.
Remember what I said the other day? The opposite of live. If you rearrange the letters of live, is evil. So if you're not living,
it's real simple.
You know what I'm saying?
This shit is real simple. Like,
and you
that's what I'm
basically
saying.
dying. It's just basically
Please, or our professionals. Right? Our professionals. Remember, what Mufasa say? Remember who you are. Remember. Know, recognize.
Facts.
You understand? I don't care how successful niggas get. Your grandmother, if she got this complexion, when the police pull up behind her, she's nervous, nigga.
Hey. Or even when it just come to our babies, man, forget that extra 8,000 they're giving you to say, they have COVID or whatever.
Bro.
Or that extra 3,000 or 4,000, which you can bring documents to support that they give doctors for prescribing vaccinations or medication. Facts. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm also just...
Say no to that sometimes, my nigga.
And I'm just...
Do the research. Do the research.
But before you... I'm with y'all.
Do the research.
I'm
not going to tell niggas to do nothing. Do the research. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
But I'm gonna tell them to do
the
one
research.
thing though, like do the research on yourself first. Like
like you said, bro, like it's a lack of knowledge. It's not about a lack of knowledge of what's going on around you. It's about a lack of knowledge of yourself.
You don't even know what triggers you.
It's a lack of knowledge of yourself. Like, do you know who you are? Like, do you know who you are? Like if you know who you are, literally no weapon formed against you can make you think you're anything else.
So I had a statement that goes with that, but it's kind of, and I say this is real, John, I use. I say through real conscious research, like through real research of seeking, and I'm just talking about of whether it's like you want to see why the world is doing this or blase by, but through real conscious research, if you don't know yourself, you'll find yourself, because once you realize how the world really works, you can then begin to picture how you can begin to fit in this type of world
And manipulate it.
But now you're trying
it's sorcery.
It's harder for people to find themselves in a world that is in a world that is when I say fictitious, I mean that on a subsurface level. I mean on a surface level. You get what I'm saying? So when they do the real seeking and the real conscious, now they can identify who they begin to seek, who they really are. Now, if you're trying to seek where you are in this fake shit, you're not even going to find the true you, because this is fake.
I always say that.
So you have to see what's really going on.
Yeah, and it's powerful because like it's like I'm one of them people who believe the answer always in the question. You know what I'm saying? Like if you find yourself researching the world and realizing everything that's going on, you must realize that you're saying that you are different. That's not me. Now, you have a pivotal choice to make at that point. Am I going to keep studying this fake world, or am I going to get to know the real me? And where did I come from? Where do the people who think like I think came from? I didn't just wake up this way.
Facts.
Let me get to know the people.
Let me get to know the mold.
That made me see. Like, we done had angels, bro. You know what I'm saying? We blessed. We done had angels that came in, no matter how hard shit got, bro. It was I don't know the saying you've been saying. That shit been on my mind, something in a thicket or something like that.
God always had a ram in the thicket.
You know, bro.
That's in reference to when Abraham went to go sacrifice Isaac, and right before, he sacrificed him, there was a ram there, like that, and that's so real. Like I be thinking sometimes I be cheating.
I'm sorry. I was just thinking about the old game in the Old Testament. Well, God was a cruel ass nigga in the Old Testament. He played some games.
Nah, it was real. It wasn't cruel. He was terrible.
I'm your
but not
best
terrible.
friend.
But not terrible in a way, in a derogatory sense. It's, you don't know who for you unless they test it. How can I say somebody for me unless they're tested?
You do if you're all knowing.
But what we're talking about, sometimes you got to know that you're tested. You got to test yourself. It's like in the story of Job, right? It's my favorite story.
That's how we can believe it.
I'm going to give you an example, right? In the story of Job, I don't get too Bible-y, but it's my favorite story, right? It speaks about God and Satan in a debate. Or not even in a debate, but Satan pulls up on the angels and everybody ain't kicking it. And God like, where you been? He been like, I've been out here trying to devour niggas. Like I'm on the JO. I'm doing my job. Like, so God starts stunting. He like, yo, check my mans right here, Job. Like
I know
he's the realest. Like he loved me the most. He praised me the most. He's official tittle. It's my right hand down there, like, right? And he only's doing that because you've given him so much, right? You could tie that into, and I'm pausing that because you could tie that into, it's easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than a rich man enter unto heaven, right? This is what's happening.
Oh, this is getting really deep, bro. Like,
so what's happening here
saying
is
that still wasn't a game in itself already.
Well, hold on. So what's happening here is here comes the test. Now, we could look at the book, the Bible, as being historical text. I don't really look at it as historical text. I look at it as allegories. In any allegory, in any story,
Right,
in any, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be, you have to draw the picture in its most extreme form in order to get the message across. So if I speak about a total devotion to God, right, above all knowing, like I put God, truth, love, whatever you want to make your God, if I put that as number one, what are the sacrifices to give an example of that? So you'll have a Job situation, or in another case, a Lot, where he's told, don't look back at the city. He tells his wife that. His wife looks back and she's turned to a pillar of salt. This is showing how he doesn't look back. This is showing the Jonah and the whale. This isn't saying there's a real fish out there swallowing up niggas, holding them for days. It's saying that sometimes Jonah's whale is Malcolm's prison. You get what I'm saying? It's the allegory. It's the place where, listen, there was something in your heart. Because when I look at Malcolm, right, I also look at Jonah, like, and I never really spoke about this.
What's the allegory?
So
for the people that don't know what's the allegory, I mean, I know. But
so what I'm saying is, so it's basically you giving a story to make the point. So when I'm looking at Malcolm, right, and I'm seeing, remember, Malcolm's parents was Garveyites, right? Yeah. His parents was Garveyites. Yeah. We like to come with this concept that Malcolm created, made through the nation in prison.
No, he had a background.
No, the seed was there. It was watered in prison.
Right.
Because he neglected watering it from being out in the street. It's the same thing as Jonah failing to go to where he was needed at, and then this whale coming. So now, back to Job, right? So when we see this situation where he's like, look, I could take everything from him. I'll let you take everything from him. And at his lowest, he'll still praise me. What is that an allegory of, right? Now, for real, you can make the allegory to how you feel. But how did I read it, right? The way I read it was, okay, I could be up today. I'm going to give you two different ways to look at it. I'm going to give you a spiritually way, right? I could be up today. Everything could be going well. And then tomorrow, everything crashes. I lose my job. My wife leaves me. The worst of the worst, right? I'm down bottom. Tomorrow still comes. And with tomorrow, as long as I have breath and I have life, I can still create a new love. I can go get a new job. You see what I'm saying? And in the midst of all of that, I still believe in truth, because the truth of the matter was, as long as I had breath in my body, I was able to do. Here's a second way to look at it. Let's look at it from the streets perspective. Nigga, a motherfucker know how to whip. The police can run down on him and take everything right now. I watched my mans who came back, had $22 in his pocket. I watched him go from just Chinese food every night while niggas around him was, you know, well, we going to Fridays. I watched the bill because he trusted in his whip. Now my nigga has multiple properties, multiple cars. You see what I'm saying? He has more now than he did before. That was his Job experience, because you're talking about truth. So I don't really look at, I don't never get to the cruel aspect of it, because for one,
I was saying that to say that the Bible, I don't believe. I mean, I personally don't believe. You get what I'm saying?
Look, this is what I'm gonna say.
I know that the majority of it was taken from the Book of the Dead.
No, but this is, but see, look, all right, that's a good point.
And then it was changed in the Council of Nicaea.
Okay, but see, that's the point though. If that was the case, then that means at some point it was real.
It was a real,
right?
It was a real book.
Yeah. So
I tell people, what's the difference between that and a comic book?
No, but see, but this is the thing.
Story.
No, the difference between a comic book and the real book is, when you say a comic book, where did it come from? A comic book came from Stan Lee, right? It started and it was created from Stan Lee. If I said comic books, no, but what I'm saying is, if I say a comic book was actually taken from the walls of Egypt and was actually taken from now there's a history to this. Now it's a reality to it. So if I take the Bible and I say, I can't throw the Bible away if I say it's part of the Book of the Dead, and I know the Book of the Dead is in Egypt and this is African heritage, this is African culture and legacy, I can't throw the Bible away. The responsible thing to do would be to sift through it, to find out what is the truth in it. Where can like me? I don't believe the Bible is complete. I believe it's replete.
So I'll tell you this: if you know something has been corrupted, do you believe? If you know a girl is a thief, right? A female is a thief, and she comes to your house, right? Do you think there's a chance that she might steal something from your house?
Yeah.
Because you know she's already a thief,
But that's
right?
a bad analogy. The reason why is because you're taking a personality with a conscience of its own. You're not looking at it like, for instance, like the book of Eli, how the book itself could be used as a weapon for good or for negativity.
All right, I'll
right?
say it. I won't even use it.
So let's look at it as tea. We get some Lipton's tea in here, correct?
Right.
Now, you're gonna drink the Lipton's tea because you're thirsty. That sugar in it is poison. That tea shit, all of that, the preservatives and all of that shit, that's all poison. It's not good for you. It sweetens it. It makes it good. You still can receive sustenance from it.
See, now I'm not looking at it like that.
But that's the way it is. Because, and this is why I'm going to tell you
That's
why.
how you see it. I was trying to tell you how I see it.
Now I'm going to give you an example why. So let's go for something simple like the 10 Commandments, right? You don't believe people shouldn't kill? You don't believe people shouldn't steal? Even if these statements are repeated verbatim in a book of the dead, the concepts themselves is still sustenance.
Because there are a few things that, listen, the book, I don't agree with it.
Herbs is for the healing of the nation. That's in the Bible. Do you not agree with that?
I don't agree that a man should be able to have sex with his 12-year-old daughter.
Absolutely. I don't believe in the sugar.
I don't believe in blase blah. So once I know that someone, once I know someone that is human that once was wicked, you get what I'm saying? You feel me? Or these people get to have their hand in something and know that one
discernment, bro.
It's tainted.
It's discernment.
How? Listen, this is. Look,
I can't.
Look,
this
this is what I'm saying. This is me. Y'all trying to tell me this is what I'm. This is literally what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible has been, if you believe it's real, has been corrupted. The majority of the things that you do hold valuable that are good, like the 10 Commandments, came from the Book of the Dead. My other belief is that if you are melanated, you should look at the ancestors and the religious or spiritual practices that your race and people practice pre-Christianity. You're given a European picture of a God.
Door though, bro, because
how's it a dark door?
The people in the Bible are what color? Black. So that right there shows you that black. So you can't go by the color because that means black people have practiced in slavery as well. We know about the Moors, and we know.
I'm saying the Bible has been corrupted. So I can't tell you. This is what I'm telling you. I can't tell you.
Anything touched by man is corrupted.
Listen, I can't tell you. That is your that is your defense for what I'm saying. Listen how y'all are building defense to what I'm just telling you what I believe in.
All right. No, I'm not trying to change your beliefs.
I'm saying that I believe that it is fictitious and that some of the things that some of y'all hold valuable, like the 10 Commandments, came out of the Book of the Dead. I personally.
Do you believe the Book of the Dead is fictitious? Or what type of validity or what type of respect?
I believe that you were given the Bible by Europeans. I believe that it was used as a tool to manipulate and brainwash people due to historically by the Roman Catholic Church. You can see it in the history of that. You can see how it was used as
I believe that as well.
I believe that I know for a fact that Yahweh, because the letter J didn't exist historically, whether in any type of form.
No, but that's the point.
So that all goes into what you're reading.
Wait, stop, real good, stop.
So you had people, no, I can't stop because this
No,
is the point.
I want to
say
get to the Yahshua point and then make the next point.
This is tied to that. So you can't go to someone who mistakenly, you get what I'm saying, who have a history mistakenly, we say when you're trying to take words, translate things, I'm talking about using the Rosetta Stone for the hieroglyphics as an example. You can't use, you get what I'm saying, these motherfuckers.
All right, so let me ask my question, bro. So, and cause I like to break, I wanted to go point by point, because these are points, I done ran from the Bible, ran back to it, and just accepted it as just a piece of literature that's a part of many different perspectives, many different cultures. It's not a false or it's a tool that could be used. But this is why I want to go over each point. So when you say Yahshua, right? Where does the name Yahshua come from?
It's actually Hebrew.
Does it come from a European or does it come from an African?
African.
So does that mean Yahshua existed?
I'm saying that there's this is what I'm saying. There's more of a possibility that is more believable that Yahshua and Yahweh existed than a Jesus.
All right.
So
now what I'm
already been
asking is,
changed
so
in
if
what
I
you're
tell it,
reading.
no. But this is the point that I'm making. If I tell you a story, right, and I say, yo, this nigga named Swish did such and such and such. Then I tell another story and I say, this nigga named GoGo did such and such and such. And then I say a nigga named Malaka did such and such and such.
Does that mean it's
But I'm talking about the same individual.
And all of those letters exist for that name.
No.
Letter J didn't exist.
No, you're missing my point. What I'm saying, if the word yaka didn't exist, right? But yaka is being used to describe a go-go, right? Go-go existed. Yahshua existed. The word J and the letter and all of that didn't exist, right?
Right.
But that's the name they gave to a Yahshua.
No. So if that letter,
you get what I'm saying, Mo?
I think both of y'all.
That's what I'm trying to understand.
I would like to see both of y'all like converge y'all ideas together, because what you're talking about is a continuum of the spirit of a thing. You know what I'm saying? Or the spirit of those narratives. And what you talking about is how things get lost in translation. You know, like.
And not only that, I'm saying that you were given Christianity by your oppressors. That's literally what I'm telling you. I'm saying it.
But
fresh out and plain.
What about Islam?
You were given Islam by your oppressors.
Okay. But where did
see my thing
now are there good things in those things? I'm not taking away if anything.
So do you think the oppressor created Islam and created Christianity?
I would say
that's a better way to ask my point.
I would say that they have. I would say if they didn't, I don't know, but I know it has been manipulated. Good things have been manipulated to be bad. Right. I would say this: anything that could take Malcolm no longer was a part. He did not have the beliefs of the nation of Islam.
But he was saying with
you
Islam.
Know what I'm saying? I'm talking about further on.
He wanted to be a true Muslim.
This is what I'm trying to say. I'm not taking any of that. What I'm saying is that your faith can change, but anything and that so what you believed in can still change, but anything that makes you better, I'm not going to take that away from you as a person. If Christianity makes you a better person, if Islam makes you a better person, if Buddha makes you a better person, and that entails makes you put out better things into that's all good for you, because no one knows until they die. You get what I'm saying? So all of that,
it's been converged.
My thoughts.
That was my point.
That
was just real quick. I just want to lock it in. That was my point. Right. My point was that truth is truth. I don't care what the shit is wrapped up in, what it look like. I'm able to hear truth amidst lies.
But is it true? It's true. The only thing with the Bible is people pick and choose what they believe to be true.
No, but that's called discernment. When I talk to a nigga, I don't believe everything that nigga say. Some shit that nigga say is real. Some shit I know the nigga's lying. That's life. That's what it takes by being responsible.
You take it, but how is the tool used? It is used like a gun. A lot of people some people that hate guns, a lot of bad people have guns. A lot of good people do too, but a lot of bad people have control
That's what I
of
use
the
the book of Eli, but that's what I'm saying. That's why it was so much what we was talking about in the beginning. That's why it was so much attention being put into being able to read it for yourself. If it didn't have the ability to save the people, they wouldn't have given a fuck if the people could read it. You get what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, I totally understand what you're saying. I understand.
The Romans didn't give it to the people to save the people. It was for control.
No. What I'm saying is they didn't allow the people to read it for themselves because they didn't want the people to interpret it for themselves. Because in one's own interpretation, you could focus on. You could, and that's what I'm saying. What's so powerful about that book is you can draw any emotion from it. If you want the mentality to revolt, you can watch what the Egyptians did. And if you want to look at and make somebody a slave, you could pull up the scriptures that talk about how slaves should be treated. The book is a book of life. In life, you have ups, downs. You have all sort of shit that's going on in the shit. The way you interpret it. Like I said, when I see the story of Moses splitting the ocean, splitting the Red Sea, do I really think a man stood over a Red Sea with a wooden staff and split the water? To keep it 100 with you, I don't put no limitations on my God.
I was about to say you probably could have.
But before I
always
even
had a theory about that.
But before I even dive into that shit, the way I look at it to get what I need, because I mean, this shit ain't no movie. This is a book that's for inspiration. So how can I take this story, this analogy, how can I apply it to my life and be inspired? Well, listen, the next time I'm in a situation where I feel like, damn, man, I don't have the courage to go through with it. I don't think I could cross this river or cross this Jordan or whatever. Now I can look at the Bible and I can use that and say, you know what? If God did that for Moses and opened up his Red Sea, it might not have been a Red Sea of water. It might have been a Red Sea of problems. It might have been a Red Sea of debt. It might have been a Red Sea of whatever that nigga was dealing with. Smell me? If he could do that for him, then I could do it for me. And from that's the truth that I get out of it. The truth isn't the name Moses and did a Moses really. That's not the truth.
Hey.
The truth is the power that your God has in your life.
So that's cool. For me personally, I don't look at it like that. Like I took this one course, right? It was called, it was all basically on studying the literature of the New Testament, right? So it wasn't looking at it, any of it for a spiritual point of view. It was looking, how was it written? Why was it written? And I started seeing a lot of disparities within that, right? But I also always been on a spiritual whole type of thing, right? Mm-hmm. You based off what you were just saying, right? Damn, I might not have the courage to do it. How did fucking Spider-Man do it? Damn, he went through it. He bing. He boo.
I'm not taking nothing from comics.
No, I'm not saying.
But that's the same point. What you're doing is, but see, that's what I'm saying, Go. You're doubling down on the point. That true inspiration could even come from a comic book. Right. So how the hell I'm going to think it won't come from a Bible?
Right. I'm not saying, and I'm not, and I didn't say anything.
Just
about
you
anybody.
don't have to get it from it.
I'm not saying anything about anybody's inspiration because that's a belief. I can't take a nigga's belief away from them. What I can just talk about is factual things that happen and factual things where
because when you think about it, when we talk about depopulation, that's what Thanos was about, right? So you can also push nefarious agendas through comics as well.
Yeah.
I mean, but you can.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what's so powerful.
So
it can be
there's
used
no
as a tool.
difference.
That's
But all these stories are the same stories. Like,
I do believe in Revelations.
What I was saying about
that shit is real.
He wants to see shit burn.
No, I believe in that shit, nigga. I read that shit as a young nigga. I knew that shit was happening when I was alive. I don't know why.
Real talk. What I was saying with converging you guys' ideas is that, like, I believe that there are essential stories to human life. That they existed in the Book of the Dead. They existed with the Nubians. They existed with everybody. Are aware of these essential stories of life.
Facts.
And people have to translate those stories
to make them relate.
To make them relate. So, like, if I'm in a boat town, if I'm in a town where fishing is the big thing, you know what I mean? And I'm telling this story about divine life. This is what artists do. This is what rap do. We could listen to 18 rappers rap about the same thing because they're all translating a common essential story of life in their own way, from their own point of view. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Right. So, like, when these people are able to tell stories and in a way that's relatable to their own people, again, the misunderstanding is evil. Mm. The fact that you're not equipped with the experiences of those people to fully get it the way that it's implied for you to get it is one thing. But the thing about these stories
had to be done
is
consciously.
But the thing about the stories, though, and this is why God's so crazy. Like, this is why God's so crazy, bro. The stories are so powerful that all you have to do is interact with them, however flawed they are. And you can figure out a way to use your experiences to really
GoGo.
draw.
Look, bro, I'm going to keep it 100 with you, Five.
Bro, I went to Christian schools, Catholic schools, you know what I'm saying? I know the history behind this shit. I'm just trying to tell y'all.
The history real, even with the Old Testament. The Old Testament based off of language that was found by, the original Hebrew doesn't exist anymore.
Yo,
but
this is what's so real. The same way we look at them schools, how you made that point, that even in the midst of all of that fuckery going on about Bowie, it created this.
Created this, man.
Like, that's how real My God is. Like, I'm gonna tell you another favorite part in the Bible for me, right?
I mean,
I'm just keeping, yo, bro. And this ain't, listen, no, bro. Look,
But
and let me make this clear. Hold on, stop, real quick, bro. This is no attack or no convincing. All right. I want you to think I'm trying to, yo, bro. No, you need to fuck with the Bible. No, bro.
Nigga.
Listen,
That's
you find
okay,
your
I
God
believe
where you find your God,
right,
like,
yeah.
and that's what I always respect. I respect that. Nigga, if a nigga can look at the birds all day and study the ants for their wiles and their ways,
Stories, man.
Listen, get it how you get it. God gonna speak to you the way He gonna speak to you. This is what I'm saying. She gonna speak to you. It's gonna speak to you. That's what I was saying though.
Talk
Like,
to him.
one of my favorite parts in the Bible is with the children of Israel, right? And this shit helps me. I'll tell you why. It's talking about when the children of Israel is leaving out of, you hear the stories about when Moses went to Pharaoh, let my people go. Famous shit, right? And Pharaoh didn't. And it took him 10 different circumstances, 10 different plagues before he finally was like, all right, y'all go ahead. And even after that 10th one, he was like, nah, I'm not even taking no L like that. Just run these niggas down, right? The realest part to me in that whole story, yo, in the whole fucking story, it's when they go, when Moses asked Pharaoh to let God's people go, right? And God hardened Pharaoh's heart. Let that shit fucking marinate, right? I tell you to go get my shit from him. While you're going to get my shit from him, I'm saying don't stop at nothing. Go get it. I'm telling him, make it harder on him.
But that's
Hold
scary.
on. Wait, that's scary. But what's the reason for this?
Because
I need to show my people, nigga, that it's me that did this. It was my power that did this shit. It wasn't his mercy, because I hardened his heart. I made this shit harder. Now, the reason why I say I use this is because simply I use it for different reasons. One reason is it makes me less judgeful of other people, because a nigga might do me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Of course I have to defend but what it does is it says, I don't know if this person is being used as a tool by the creator to whip me in shape, to get me right. So I can't take it personal. I can't hate. This is me helping me to love more, right? Because this motherfucker may not have no choice. You know what I'm saying? My landlord might be running down on me about this rent, because if he rushes me about this rent and forces me to get eviction, that might get me on my ass to go get a job and make my life better. So now here goes, my salvation just came through this asshole landlord whose heart was hardened by God to get me to start moving. That's how I use these stories.
Yeah. So, question for him. Want me to tell you how I use them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Talk to
Want me
him.
to tell you how I use them?
Talk to him.
Do you know why the Virgin Mary was created? Do you know when she was created? Do you know that European women in Greece were going to Africa to worship and praise praise Aset, also known as Isis? So they were like, we can't have these white women, because in Greece and Europe, they were not respecting women. We knew this, right? So they was like, oh, basically, I'm going to put it in layman's terms. Oh, you know what? They actually care about women in this place called Kemet. Like, they praise women there. White women were going there. You can also look at Tariq Nasheed's one of his hidden colors. I think he has it on one of them jumps too. Breaks it down too. We're going to go there. We're going to worship her. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, we can't have them worshiping. They probably didn't use nigga there, but you get what I'm saying? Worshiping on nigga, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to create out of Aset, which we know is Isis, we're going to create Mary. You get what I'm saying? The same thing, you feel me? We're going to have Mary. Y'all going to praise her, a white woman, similar to her. They didn't have a white
Why were we praising a black woman?
Well, we praising the black woman because the black woman is God. The black woman is the one, in my beliefs. My beliefs.
Yeah,
The black woman is God. She's the only person that, if you believe in the Bible, illustrates the Bible within her body. You get what I'm saying? It might not be 7 days. I was born in 7 months. I was premature. You get what I'm saying? But you're creating life. You get what I'm saying? Or harboring and developing and nurturing that life.
And that's what Offset represented. The thing about the story about Offset is that she created her Ru. You know what I mean? And she created her Ru only after.
Who was later to be known as Hercules and other when he was stolen, right?
Or he get
days
connections
was
with
changed.
Jesus.
A lot of
or
Haru, disciples.
But
and
in reality,
My bad, keep going.
The
Yeah,
story of
Herodias
like to
Offset.
was
learn.
the one in Greece. They kind of switched up. Heru was supposed to, like you said, the thing to Jesus, but not to really hero. Kind of, yeah.
But let's just stick on.
All right,
let's
yeah,
tell
yeah.
you
So
Offset,
why
yeah.
Offset was so significant, because her husband Osiris
was split up into
Horus
pieces.
was split up into pieces
Horus,
and
and she
spread across the. She went and collected him,
Mm-hmm.
found everything but his phallus, found everything but his penis.
Yeah, that's in D.C.
Created it,
to an obelisk.
and then conceived a child with him. Like,
So mind you,
And made Haru.
made her rule.
Mind you, the first two Immaculate Conception stories came out of Kemet. I said in Heru.
Do you believe in
and-
immaculate conception?
I don't believe anything. I don't believe that is unfathomable. You get what I'm saying? But I know historically that Queen Hattusa and Kemet and Asa and Haru were the ones that had the Immaculate Conception, and then they perpetuated the first. They whitewashed everything within the Bible, took it, changed it, made it white so that their European followers, and that they could create black followers, put the gold halo over Jesus to represent the sun god.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you think about when you say amen, amen,
Amen Ra.
do you get what I'm saying? So there's too much stuff that was stolen and whitewashed for manipulative reasons from the beginning of it.
Let me
for
know.
to follow it.
Let
Now,
me know
if
if
we're
I'm
gonna
wrong
follow
for this.
parables, I just say we go. If you're gonna read that and believe it, yes, that's cool. But read if you are black and melanated, check something melanated for your spirituality.
Yeah.
Whether
No,
it's the
facts.
Book of the Dead,
Facts,
whether it's
facts.
the Igbo or Yoruba thing, you're that. Whether you're worshiping,
Yeah, go
you know what I'm
get
saying?
some of that. Yeah, no, facts. No,
You feel me? Like,
and that's why I said I love.
Now I believe
There's
in the family.
there's aspects I love in all religions.
Matter of fact, the whole Bible is European. Y'all got me in my bag now because I was holding y'all.
Talk to him.
We could
Talk to him.
We could talk about how there's about 2 or 3 positive. Because if we think about if we think about Cheek and Diop's 2 cradle theory about how they're maternalistic and paternalistic on 2 different cradles, meaning the women were viewed a certain way, the men were viewed a certain type of way, right? Okay. The northern cradle being Europe and everything but was paternalistic, meaning that they focused on man rules, man, right? The southern cradle, Africa and all that below, maternalistic is why the women usually run certain tribes, the elders and blah, blah, blah. You already know this. But so if you think about that, right, and you look at the European Bible, right, first we're going to go into who King James was, and you want to think historically who he was and how he became king. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
These are not things that melanated people do. So now, if you think about, where was I at? I was, in the Bible, right? There are about 3 positive images of women in the Bible. Everything else is turning you off from women in the Bible. You get what I'm saying? Every single thing. The first introduction of a woman turns you off from that woman because that was the European mindset. The woman was some shit that why the fuck are you here? Because they was really fucking the boys. So why are you here?
That's they didn't bring nothing to the table, to the society.
So they believe, but
And that's why I think
it was believed because they was in those Caucasus
And real quick, when we
mountains.
talk about that northern and southern joint, I think what I would subscribe more to, like me, like what I do, bro, it'd be so funny. Like sometimes, like I'll feel a way about some shit, and then I'll go look it up. Then come to find out, like this be a fucking established thought or some shit. And this is just me, like I'll drift back, and I'll do it with so many different subjects. Like it's so weird. Like I'll look at it contemporary, and what I do is I say when motherfuckers think the same, like how would I think on the circumstance, and then I'll trace the shit back. And I'll take that shit all the way fucking back, right? So, like, when I looked at the difference, the drastic difference between Caucasians and, our lighter brothers and us, right? And when you broke down that northern, southern shit, I was thinking, like, damn, that's kind of how I looked at it. But what I looked at it as, how does someone go about getting their food? Like, because food is essential in life. So when I'm looking at Africa, right, and I'm looking at the fertile land, I'm looking at the sun, and I'm looking at all this stuff, I'm seeing a lesser need to go towards meat and things of that nature because shit, what the fuck I'm gonna be running around here hunting of some fucking elk and I can just grow mango and I can just grow this and this.
Or to kill for food.
Yeah, to kill for food, right? So
Meaning not the food, people.
yeah, fact. So now I'm looking at that, right? And then I transfer over here and I'm like, well, if I'm in an environment that doesn't have, this fertile land, then right now, boom, this is a clear difference with how both mindsets is going to create. It's just how I'm thinking just randomly. So I'm like, okay, well, now I have to be more animalistic because the way I provide food for myself is by hunting, right? So then I had to step back from that. So now I'm like, all right, well, this is how the food is going about. Well, what's the relationships with everybody? What's people's importance? Well, I know like in our culture, because I'm like the way I'm doing it, like I said, I'm starting here and then I'm going back. I'm saying, well, what are some of the norms with our culture? Well, we season our food, so saying we, that would make sense if you're in an area where you can't grow seasoning. So now once I start jumping and doing this, now the picture starts getting, I feel like I'm in the fucking cave because now I'm looking at little shit like, when you're in a restaurant, you got this dim setting and you're in a cave and you're seeing people and they order their meat and they ordering it medium rare and it's because shit, this is how they was eating it 2,000, 6,000, whatever years ago. And then you start seeing, okay, well, what was the importance? Well, how did they get their food? They got their food by hunting. They got their food by growing. How can everybody help in these scenarios? Well, women is very good with green thumbs and they have the patience to grow shit. They got the patience to cook shit and prepare food. You know what I'm saying? But if they don't have that opportunity to do that, what are you bringing to the table? So now I start to see why the model white woman is super frail and super thin. Because if me and my son was out hunting all damn day and we come home and we seen a fat person in here that has brought nothing to this table. It's not like you're preparing food because we don't do none of that. We just warm this shit up a little bit, if that. If we was doing that then.
First, we have to understand what happened in those caves.
Yeah.
If they came home to a woman.
Yeah, no. There had to be a woman there because you have to have them for reproduction.
No. Women were around and okay. So historically, in some of those situations, women might have been found in certain type of caves. Women weren't. There weren't tribes.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? During the Ice Age, when they were in
it's a different scenario.
These niggas,
but I didn't want to.
Every person for themselves.
No, facts.
So if they came across a woman got fucked
facts,
on.
but not to get too far off the point.
If they came across a little boy, a boy got fucked.
No, facts. But no, facts. I'm not. That's not. I mean, they got the statues to this day out there with the priest and the little boys whopping them, right? And this is on the buildings and shit, like, you know what I'm saying, out there in Europe and shit. So,
but those caves were.
But what I'm not even there. What I'm talking about is just basically how that the behaviors from thousands of years ago, you can actually just trace it back, and you could really get a picture of what was going on, and then bring it right back to the current day, and you see how it matches up. Like I said, like when you look at what the model woman is for their culture versus ours. The closer inland you go, the thicker we actually want our women. Like if you see like some of the African kings and stuff like that, they'll talk, being big is a sign of prosperity and things of that nature. So it just shows the differences in cultures, and it's like I said, you could just trace it all the way back. And I do that with when I see coon. I'd be like, yo, niggas be Uncle Toms. I'd be like, well, I am in the South. These are the children of those who said, you know what, slavery ain't that bad, so I'm not going up north. Like, I used to really work it out like that and be like, damn, that's probably why New York niggas is so rebellious. They so witty. Because that's the children of the niggas that say, yo, I ain't dealing with that shit. We out, right? You know what I'm saying? It's so many ways you could kind of trace the shit back. And what I'm saying is, it's like these truths, like, like you said, like, I'm not saying the book is salvation.
Right.
What I'm saying is truth is salvation, and where I can get truth from, I'm cool with it to a degree, as long as I have the ability, the intelligence, the wisdom, the discernment in order to sift through it. Because it's like...
that part right there was very... But see, that was very detrimental what you said, but a lot of people don't have those things you just said.
No, a lot of people don't have those.
So it's used as a tool for brainwashing and manipulation.
And that's the thing. And that's why, but like I'm saying, ain't no way, if somebody tells you, if your church says, Here, read the Bible. The second you get to that part that says, study to show thyself approved, right? If you interpret that as just study this book, you're doomed. If you take the word study, or if when you get to the scripture that says, my people suffer from a lack of knowledge, if you interpret knowledge to be that book, you're doomed. The tool has destroyed you. But if you take that as study all information, study all, seek and find all knowledge outside of that book, whatever evil that book was made to be done against you has just provided the tools to destroy it when it told your ass to go fucking study.
I mean, that's facts.
You get what I'm saying?
I mean,
and that's what I'm
it
saying.
can be.
That's what it means by my sheep knows my voice and a stranger they will not follow. That voice is truth. Meaning in the middle of a fucking, it's just like you could be in the middle of a supermarket. You could be in the middle of Walmart or whatever, thousands of people, right? If you hear your mother say, baby, or if your mother hears somebody say, mom, and there's 10,000 moms there, your mom hears your voice.
Now, question. Can you have all of that? What if you live righteously, believe those same things without ever have...
Absolutely, without touching Bible, never coming near it,
whatever
everything.
coming there in Christianity.
Anything, yeah, absolutely. That's what I believe. I don't see, that's the thing. I never believe that when heaven and hell, that's a whole nother conversation. I don't believe in salvation being exclusive. The only thing that, exclusivity.
What type of thinking is that? Who makes everything exclusive or the supreme thing?
Extremists of religions.
Or no, supremacists.
Yeah, supremacists. Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
No, extremists.
But I'm saying supremacists.
Yeah.
Supremacists tied to supremacy, tied to those type of things. Those people using those things are usually white oppressors. You get what I'm saying?
No, facts.
I don't like to harp on because I don't believe that all white people are bad. I'm not one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like
Straight up, I got a lot of.
I got best friend. Shout out to Kenny, my best friend. Raised in the trenches, white Kenny.
Nah, you
Black
wildin'
fans.
now. Because now you sound like the people that be like, I'm not racist, I got a black friend. No.
Hey, and I'm not. And that's why I'm doing it. Cause that's my man from the trenches, and they ain't my only, but that's the homie. You know what I'm saying?
It's
always
not.
gotta shout him out.
Facts, but
I say that to say that, you know what I'm saying? Look, I don't want anyone to get me wrong. I don't have a European way of thinking, right? So it when I became more conscious, reading something that
anything that's touched with them niggas, fuck it.
No, not fuck it.
That's how I was.
Because you have to read the opposition.
No, but fuck it, nigga. I know this is a weapon, a pure weapon,
right.
Nigga. I'm dodging this shit, but I'm reading the missile as it goes by.
Yeah, and if you're reading, like when you introduce a woman, you know what I'm saying? The first woman you introduces, shit goes wrong. Then you normalize incest in the joint. Then the one woman turns to fucking salt because she hard headed. The other woman, he can't trust his bitch when you sleeping around and she gonna cut your locks off.
But look, this is the thing. This is the reason why I can't get with that.
Let me finish this thought right quick. I'm just saying this to say that I believe in since it seems European, I believe in a family structure. Melanated people always believed in a whole instead of one. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't believe there's a father, a son, and a Holy Spirit. I believe there's a father, a mother, a son, and a daughter. That is my beliefs because that is a complete system. You get what I'm saying? That is complete. That is a family. That makes more sense.
Bible says, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Same belief what you believe. Same truth, it's one. It's just one spirit. It's not separated. That's what the Bible says. But see, it's the way people...
It's not separated, but
the way people interpret it and the way people, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could say something one way and it'd be taken 1,000 different ways. What makes the aspect of religion so powerful that you're talking about is that we allocate the interpretation to the person that's on that pulpit instead of interpreting it for ourselves.
And I think what makes it more powerful is that the oppressors gave it to you. Y'all niggas think they stumbled across Christianity.
No, but
none of y'all stumbled across that shit. Your oppressors brought it to you.
But the oppressor did not create it.
The oppressor brought it to you.
Nah, because you
they-
got to remember.
the oppressor brought it to you,
you
like
know
they
you-
brought the cloths of this, if you want to believe in the Indians being here first, like they brought the cloths to the Native Americans with smallpox. They brought it to you and said, "Here, this is the one thing you can read because this is cool.
Yeah, no.
This is good for you."
I mean, what is it? I mean, I guess you could get it. You can make it now. You could say, well, the blankets was used for warmth, but I just think that I kind of look at it. Some people look at it as a gun, right? And how you use it is how you use it. I don't look at it necessarily as a gun. Like, I look at it as metal. Like, I look at it as a material, as a raw material. Excuse me. Like, that's how I look at it. I don't look at it like the beginning, what it was created to do was to harm.
How did we can't talk about Malcolm's, the Bible, and the gun, but how were they able to?
You don't get Malcolm or Martin without a Bible.
What I'm saying is, we can talk
You see
about
what I'm
Malcolm's.
saying?
We can talk about Malcolm's.
No, but you get the point I'm making.
What do you mean you can't get them without a Bible?
What I'm saying is that was the avenue. It's the same point that was made with the schooling, and the same point that keeps being made. It's the fact that Martin came through with the Bible, Malcolm came through with the Quran.
But I'm not
like, and what I'm saying is, those avenues. It's like Judas. Jesus doesn't get to the cross without Judas putting him there. So you can't really hate
Right.
Jesus because you're not saved without it. Like, if you believe in that
right.
that route.
But what I'm saying is,
So we can pick out what I'm saying. All right, this is the main point I'm saying. Like, yo, bro, we could get the Bible out right now, and we're gonna find indiscrepancies throughout the whole thing. There's not one person that you can bring me, and everything that man has said has no discrepancies in it.
I'm not saying that.
You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing like with music. There's not an album. Like, niggas don't say Big is their favorite rapper, but at the same time, Big is talking about my nigga got to kidnap kids, fuck them in their ass, throw them over the bridge.
I'm not talking. Look, this is what I'm asking you though. This is not about what. This is a fact. How were they able to imperialize and colonialize the majority of Africans across the diaspora through the Bible and the gun? It was a strategic plan to use the Bible to make them docile. That was a plan. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't like, we're just gonna. Their plan was, we will make them weak by giving them this this tool here that people think. So whether people say
greatest revolutionary of all time.
Greatest revolutionary of all time.
Yeah.
Toussaint and his brother.
What was his religion?
Oh, bro, Toussaint.
They actually practiced voodoo. The thing that the Europeans told you was the wrong thing to practice. The Haitians were the only people that sent.
Where does voodoo come from?
Yoruba. It comes from the Yoruba religion in Africa.
Not all. Whoa. Not all voodoo comes from you. You got hoodoo in Yoruba. Not all of that practice came from Nigeria. You got to remember, some of them weren't even there in Haiti. Came into access into. Go ahead. Say your part.
No, I know for the voodoo, like the setup is the exact. It's the exact same.
What was any influence? European influence?
For sure. But you gotta. Well, you gotta be. See, the thing is.
Wait, you saying it wasn't no? But now, when you talk about Haitians,
I'm talking about I'm talking about the influence, not no influence now that they didn't use in the turn of dark magic. I'm talking about the voodoo that they used against the Haitians against the Europeans with their pitchforks and farm tools, against the Maxim gun that they had and those type of weapons, sent them packing. And after that, they said, we will make this shit out. You will never fucking practice this shit ever again. Ever. And you won't get a movie about this shit. And you won't.
So you saying the voodoo that's being practiced today isn't the same voodoo that Toussaint was on?
Not like how you said about the Bible, how people can it could be a good tool and people can get their hands on it and corrupt it. That has been one of the things that have been magic has been corrupted by Europeans. Hence the term why they try to make black magic black, since it's bad, because they want to. There's a thing where you get what I'm saying, and then white magic, blah, blah, blah. I believe in all. I believe in all of that type of stuff. Meaning that there are different realms of this and that. But I believe in the family being the righteous one and to follow good, to do good, to blah, 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 all that other type of stuff. But I cannot support a tool, you know what I'm saying, that was used to enslave millions, not a few 100,000, not this, of us, and given to us not even during the transatlantic slave trade, while enslaved in America. Do you get what I'm saying? Was the tool. So after the slave trade, antebellum slavery, you get what I'm saying? It was used as a tool to keep you meek and docile. You get what I'm saying? So people who say they use it for empowerment, they didn't change shit after slavery. They didn't go back in there and blase. So it's still the meek and docile teachings in there. You get what I'm saying? It's not the shit that will make you a revolutionary. It's not the shit that. It's the shit that will make you sit there and take that shit.
What about Nat?
Nat Turner said he was visited by his ancestors from Africa, and that was the one that really convinced him to go to the thing. So he might have been a Christian.
But this the thing though. Like this the thing. And it's very important only because like, you know, like I done put a little bit of effort in.
I'm not arguing. This is very interesting.
I done put a lot of thought into, or a lot of effort into learning about like these, I call them African American religions like voodoo and things like that. And they're not even religions, bro. Like,
right, they're like spiritual practice.
And but it's really familial. Right. It's family. Like it's family. Like the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? The living dead. You know what I'm saying? Your Orishas. You know what I'm saying? It's family oriented. But the fact is, it's a popular thing that says, you know, 100% of Haitians practice voodoo. 97% of Haitians are Christian.
Gotcha.
They'll go to the church, but that church don't got nothing to do with their altar. Like,
that's deep.
Like,
that's heavy.
When you start looking, bro, we are programmed. We are already programmed. Our ancestors already programmed us with the DNA that we carry with us in life. Like, that's all. Like Nat Turner said, his ancestors came and talked to him. Yeah. Once you find that out, everything that exists is just a tool.
It's just a tool.
Everything that exists is just a tool. Like knowing you. Like knowing who you are, like
that does really
if you,
matter.
It's all that matters because it doesn't matter where you at.
Because you got to think.
But we had to let them know it's a process to find it. Like it encompasses a lot of things.
It encompasses a lot of things. It's not just
but the biggest spirituality. Thing. It's not just education. It's not just, you know what I'm saying, food and diet. It encompasses everything. But you got to know the world.
But God gives you the first clue. God gives you the hold on, bro. Hold on. Yeah. God gives you the first clue. God gives you the first clue to discovering yourself. Your first clue to discovering yourself is that you cannot create yourself.
I agree. I definitely believe in a higher power.
You were born within someone else. The answers to all of the realities about you can be found in studying your family.
Unless you believe in the theoretical thing that we're all in the computer algorithm. By some doctors are saying that people with PhDs. I don't believe that, but I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
just throwing that out there for the people who believe in that type of shit.
Yeah, I don't. I believe in spirit, bro. Like I believe in the one spirit.
Facts.
I believe in the one spirit, and I believe in women. Those are the two things.
I believe in electricity.
I don't know.
I believe in electricity.
But
I'm saying this, nigga.
I believe in electricity
that too. That electricity that's in this fucking light right here
is in us.
Is the same fucking electricity that's in China right now, nigga.
And that's
in
us.
It's one spirit. It's one spirit. It's never separate. You get what I'm saying? It's never separate. That one spirit. But what it is it's just in different sockets.
How does it make it in China? We think it's just a socket, but
it's just here.
We're that same electricity.
It's just here. It's in the atmosphere. It's like when the clouds when the clouds rub together and they cause that friction, which causes lightning. It brings forth light. It's like fire. I look at fire. I always look at it like I always look at it as summoning fire. I never look at nobody as creating fire. I look at it as you summoning it in this exact dimension, whether it be on your lighter, whenever, and then when this fire comes out, it's really in another dimension brought here to this world, like, right? But it's just been made visible. It's just been made active. You done put the right scenario together to get it to ignite, right? That's just how I look at us. Like, I look at us as all being small candles, part of one fire. There's not different fire. There may be different temperatures to fire, but fire is fire. Water is water. The water that you see in a lake can mix and blend with the same water. You know what I'm saying? You may have salt water and you may have fresh water, but it's still water. You dig what I'm saying? And when you remove the salt from the shit will blend. And if you add salt to the other side, it'll blend. You get what I'm saying? It's one spirit. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And what happens is we're just all in little cups of that same water, that same electricity, that same air. Air is air, nigga. There's not different air. You don't be walking outside.
You're a God.
Absolutely.
Cool. I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. And in this life, there's clues, there's breadcrumbs, there's messages that my higher self has left my lower self. And being that this earth is ran by, if you want to say Satan or whatever, that we in this certain vibrational category, you want to say it's hell or purgatory, whatever. Bible also says, I'll be with you in 6 troubles. And in the 7th, which is death, I'll still be there. When you make your bed in hell, I'll be there. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, what it's saying is that,
like, damn, if a nigga gotta make a bed in hell,
yo, you know,
hold out a hand.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, but for real, like,
hey, but, my bad.
Yeah,
look,
but see, that's the thing.
I wasn't trying to talk shit about this motherfucker. Yeah. I just ain't know the difference.
Well, yeah, I feel you. But what it is it's that we personify God too much. Like that creator, like, so
that's what I
so
told
we
people.
personify. So when things happen, we be like, well, God, why does God let this happen? Or, you know, it's like almost like we want to be in life doing how we do it, but every time we fucking slip or we fall, we want this mystical being
to be the reason why.
To grab us and catch us and put us back on our feet. When we was given, if you got a little bit of God in you, how much God do you need to make shit happen?
I mean,
when they say faith the size of a mustard seed can tell the mountains to move, it's what Jesus says. What is he talking about?
Hey, bruh. You know the Bible like shit. I just needed to say,
listen up. But the one thing, that's real. The one thing I always would found would be amazing, because I know how well you know the scripture and stuff like that. And you
love that motherfucker.
It's powerful.
I love the Bible too. But the thing that I love about it is that, like, I done study so many different versions of like that. Yeah. That it's like I don't even like how I interpret stuff, bro. It goes down a one. I hear some of these sayings you saying, and it's just triggering like story after story after story with a similar essence to it. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the point. Like you said, you gotta make technically right now, niggas supposed to be writing the new Bible. And that niggas 1,000 years from now. So niggas 1,000 years from now, and niggas be like, and thou art, because that's how it's gonna sound to them. The way we talking now is gonna sound old to them, right? And so when niggas is like,
Slim should not hate on his own man's cap.
Yeah, or niggas that say some shit like, you know, and then the writer Kanye West was in a car accident and almost died. And then God came in and he removed the dragons out of it. Like, motherfuckers saying, real dragons? Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? You know, he was in a horse stampede and no, his car just had 400 horsepower. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not understanding the lingo. Like, y'all taking the shit too literal, nigga. He was in a car, bro. You see what I'm saying? And when they say, and he was able to grow and create fortunes that tripled the earth. And no, he made 4 billion, but shit, that was a lot then. Nigga, like, niggas said he could, you see what I'm saying? And that person 1,000 years from now is supposed to look at that shit and they're supposed to sit there and say, damn, while they in their hospital and they recovering and they're reading this story for inspiration and they saying, you know what? Yeah, I was doing this in my life, yo. But prophet, or I'm not going to put that title on that nigga. But what I'm saying is, but this person in this story, look what they went through. And then look at how God acted in their life. And throughout the whole shit, you got your boy Kanye giving credit and props to who? Right? So now you can take Kanye's story to be a Job story. right? You could take Jay-Z's story as a Lot story. Like, nigga, I left. No, I'm just saying that just to use that as an example, but you could say that he looked at the rest of the rock as Lot looked at his wife. Y'all go ahead looking at the past. I'm focused on the future.
Shebang.
You get what I'm saying? Like, there's ways that these stories can be configured to make the New Age Bible. And then not a translation of some shit that happened that I'm not a witness of, but shit that's happening right now, because the same God that was then, you're not going to tell me ain't the same one now. He don't lose power. She don't lose power. It doesn't lose power. You get what I'm saying? What loses power is the belief and the understanding that everything that moves is by the Spirit of God.
Hey, family. I'm about to write a joke called The Book of Swish.
Yo. No, but
no
as funny...
No,
your
not even
testimony,
being funny. I'm being serious.
Yo, there's been moments in your life, I know it without knowing it. There's been moments in your life that the impossible has happened. There's been moments in your life where you nigga wish you had a camera, where you wish you could have recorded, where you wish that a motherfucker would see this shit because it's so unbelievable, it would be likened unto a miracle, right? And if I was to put that in text, and through that story, somebody was able to grow and push forward just one more day, and that one day gets them to their salvation, to their heaven. That's a scripture, bro. That's a Bible. You get what I'm saying? That's what I mean. It's not about, when you hear about, when a nigga telling you stories about the hood, he say, yo, I had 50 bricks in the trunk, and yo, the cops ran down on me, and yo, they had the dogs didn't smell it, and I made it away. Nigga, now the nigga might only had 2 ounces and you know what I'm saying, but right, but he said 50 bricks. But what was the point of the story? That in his moment of dire need, something came through to him, and that was inspiration. It's in all facets of life.
It is.
I mean,
it is in all facets of life.
I feel ya. I'm not.
But
gonna
I do agree with bro. I do agree with Swish in the sense that
Me too, though.
you should also look for those stories from perspectives of people connected to your family directly.
Absolutely.
Because the Bible offers eloquent stories. And I told y'all my affiliation, you know what I'm saying? But my grandfather was I grew up in it. You know, I'm not going to dismiss what I grew up in.
Yeah, thanks.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
It's part of your culture.
It's
part of your culture.
Yeah, it's part of what made me.
That's why that
do
shit you just said with the Haitian shit was so heavy.
It was super heavy, but
That 100%, 90%, that's heavy.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's heavy.
And shout out to one of my professors. You know what I'm saying? She's a voodoo priestess. She teaches us in depth about.
I had to get her on the show. Let me probably pull that through.
You know what I'm saying? We might
need the elders.
We might gotta take a trip to Philly. You
That's
know what I'm
cool.
saying? But the thing is, like,
We got a spot on Philly.
We need the elders on
the
here.
fact that it's really imperative to understand that, like, seeing things from people who share your lens is very important.
Very.
And finding those banks of information, because I love the Bible, but a lot of it was
Don't
the Bible.
apply.
No, it applies.
No, it was from their perspective.
It wasn't even from their perspective. It was convenient. Like, the sources of knowledge that people from the cultures that I feel closer to. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like Yoruba, like Voodoo, like Santeria, like countless other, you know, Ga, you know what I'm saying? Like the Akam, like all of these things where, like, their spiritual system is literally entangled with their family. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's entangled with how you treat the elders and how you treat the people older, and then how you prepare the youth. Like, it's entangled in it. Like, the lessons that you teach, the oral history component to it and the written component to it is so sacred, but it was not available to me growing up. Like, knowledge of these things were not available to me growing up. So
it's true, young.
So, like, the thing that, like, I never knocked the Bible and I never knocked Christianity for is that it held me down until I found it. It held me down until I found it.
Facts. It was your sustenance.
I knew that, like, I knew that certain things
For you.
for me.
Facts.
But I think that I knew that certain things, I don't think people be fully comfortable with everything going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
but I knew that certain things like this is real. Like
Yeah.
this is real. Like it didn't resonate with me. It resonated with my ancestors. Like they, if it feels real, that means everybody agrees. Like
Yeah, the vibe.
when you're divided, bro, like I'm not getting into my shit. Cause when I get into my shit, I really look at life, DNA, and the ancestors as all being intertwined. Like I really feel like we are a continuation. We are a sequel. We are a dub off of the shows of the people who came before us, like our mothers and fathers. And
Hence why people might be feeling that deja vu. I be telling people, you might have,
and they in us, bro. They in us, but they carry with them the experience of life. And when they see things, when they hear things, when they read things, when they feel things, like it resonates with them. So when you get that good feeling, and you don't even know why you feel good. When certain notes resonate with you, and you don't even know it just
It's power.
It's
power there.
It's legacy. It's inheritance.
Hey, I will say, the Bible. So I had a few times. I told you I went to, and this was like in elementary after the Pan-African joint, the Christian shit and all that. But I'm just gonna say this real fast. So when you were saying that it held him down, the Bible for me, it still served its purpose too. You get what I'm saying? It served its purpose as far, at one point it served its purpose when I was heavy into it and just I said I'm gonna live this super Christian life, which actually was just not super Christian, like I'm gonna try to live like the Bible says. So not a Christian life, but try to do everything the Bible says, you know what I'm saying? As far as like, not do this, but just be righteous, right? And then good things started happening in abundance, right? Now, I wasn't living by the Bible per se, but I was living a certain way. Then that Bible helped me realize that my mindset, you get when I started just moving like that without having that same beliefs, but just moving like that, the universe gave to me what I put out in it.
Fact.
You get what I'm saying?
They represent symbols, man.
You feel
and that's
me?
what I think. That's what I'm saying. If you are able to actualize
It helped me want to
allegories,
see the black thing.
Yeah.
That's why I just want to say it still served its purpose. It helped me
Facts.
want to see
Facts.
for my melanated. I was like, I can't get with some of this shit. I just can't get with this shit.
Cause you can't corrupt God, bro.
facts.
Like that's the crazy. I don't care. I don't care.
Not saying I liked it. I'm saying it helped me
Yeah.
get to seeking black spiritual, melanated spirituality. I didn't agree with it. Therefore,
But it's
That's it
part of the
right there,
road. Like,
but it was part of the journey
it's
for
part of
sure.
like the thing up there, bro. The thing about when you really believe in something, bro. When you really believe in something, bro, like he hardened the heart of the Pharaoh. Like the Pharaoh isn't just a human. Like they could harden the scripture. Like
Yeah.
the
road.
It's
the road.
It's the road.
It's the
Like
road. Facts.
it's the road. Like I need you to go where I need you to go.
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
I think that's one of the stories you was talking about earlier. God wanted that dude to go a certain direction, and he said, "Oh no, I am going to go on this boat with these other people." And God said, "If you go on that boat,
That's your
not
ass.
just you, it's their ass.
It's everybody ass.
It's everybody."
Them niggas threw his ass off. I was there. I said, get his leg.
Get his legs.
Who on this
He's
boat?
wildin'.
You, God said, nigga, yeah, nah, this guy, he ain't gonna do nothing. He just mad. You supposed to be, get this nigga off this boat. I got you right now, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, and that's just how we gotta maneuver with shit. Like, straight up, like, it's real. Yo, bro, it was definitely gonna have you back here, bro. So we could
I
chop it up.
appreciate being
Yo,
here
it's
with y'all,
crazy,
man.
bro. I think it's safe, man, because maybe we was gonna get some. Maybe we gotta save that for another show. That feminism part, we definitely gotta run down on that.
Yeah, for
We gonna.
sure.
I think what I'm gonna do with that, honestly, I think when we do that, I want to go live with that, because I want to get some feedback. You know what I'm saying? If we bring somebody up here too, bring a female up here, because you know what I mean. You know, it ain't about that. Like, you know, if the woman is God, and we gotta let her represent herself too.
That's facts. That's
So,
facts. It's not
you know,
about destroying the woman.
it's
It's
definitely-
just about letting her know that you are God.
You know what I mean? So don't let them use the y'all against us.
Right.
So
I'm gonna tell y'all something though. You can't be anti-feminism and say a female.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Can't be anti.
Because the etymology of the word.
What's a female's not a woman?
Something of a male.
Nah, a female. You can get female crabs. You can get a female.
Oh yeah.
Dog.
It's a label. It's a label.
And
It's a label.
connection.
Well, I don't
between
say
the-
woman. I say womb, man.
Yeah,
Womb. The
yeah.
one who has the
There we go.
womb.
But a woman, at least a woman, you know,
a
you're
human.
talking about a human.
Yeah, facts. Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
yeah, see,
one
that's what I'm
thing.
saying. We be stepping on damn eggshells, bro.
Yeah,
know
bro,
what I'm
you
saying? I'm
stepping on
trying hard not to
eggshells.
say bitch.
But
and
it's
shit.
people who done really
Oh.
set the record.
Nah, we gonna hit that. Real talk though. It's definitely it's definitely blessing how everybody here, man. Always, man. Always give all praises to the Most High for allowing
praises
everything
to
to
the Most
happen.
High.
You know what I'm saying? The way that it happens and to bring us here today. And I'm gonna be doing that on all my shows. I really want to start out my shows like that too. You know what I'm saying? You know how us black people do, man. We thank God. You smell me for, we get our awards. I don't know what niggas is doing nowadays. It look like it was slimming up. Bro.
Family just blessed me today.
Yeah.
I got something coming in great. I'm like, hey, thank you, because I needed that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. So always all props, all praise to the Most High. And thank you for having these brothers here on the show so we could just chop it up, man. So we here to do.
For sure, man.
It was definitely a blessing.
No, bro.
Mad love, bro.
You already know,
Stay
bro.
by.
This the
And we
exam.
we gonna do that feminism, John. I want you to back up here, but we gonna do that shit live. And we
Yeah,
gonna
man,
jump into
anytime,
like that.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? But
Anytime.
definitely it's another episode. Verily Verified. You got your boy GoGo. Make sure you go follow him, the script underneath. Follow your boy Mo, my bro, Rich. You already know. It's me, your boy Bizz. Holla at me, Verily Verified. Yeah.